Welcome back to episode 279 of the Hockey Cards Gongshow podcast.
Whoa, whoa. Well, I said last night, that's a final bid. But then I found a young gun I just couldn't resist. Pulled up eBay, now I'm scrolling again, telling myself this is how collections begin. From Kongs carts to late night Facebook tags, my bank account's crying, but my binder still brags. I'll stop spending so much tomorrow. That's what I always say today. But tonight I'm ripping packs and drowning in that cardboard sorrow with another group break on the way. Mail days keep coming like it's Christmas every morn, so I'll stop spending so much tomorrow. But today I just bought 4 more. There's a Dazzler's blue and a canvas gold and a patch so filthy it could never be sold. My watch list full, my shelves are tight, but dang it, that Lafreniere's ending tonight. A little voice says you've gone too far, but I just found a deal on a BGS 9-star. I'll stop spending so much tomorrow. That's what I always say today. But tonight I'm building sets and chasing every rookie I can borrow with no plans to walk away. The thrill of the hunt and a bubble mailer's charm, so I'll stop spending so much tomorrow. But today I just filled the barn now. So welcome to the Gong Show where the rips never end. We're broke but we're happy with cardboard for friends. I'll stop spending so much tomorrow. But today let's rip again.
All right.
That was
Good time.
fantastic.
You
That was
liked it?
great. That was the best one yet.
Mm-hmm. It was
You
a
just
good
stop
one.
spending so much tomorrow, Phil?
No, always spend more tomorrow.
Welcome back to the show. Special guest today, Perchie. Hey, bud. How are
Hey,
you?
good. How are you guys?
Pretty good. So what happened, Perchie? Did you have to go to court? Is this your punishment? Community service? Participate
yeah.
on the show?
I got shunned in the room. The wifey's
Mm.
sick of me, so she's like, "Hey, go hang out with your chums. Talk about cardboard. Get out
There
of
you
my face."
There you go.
That's how we found Louis.
Yeah.
He was crying on his step, and Josh was driving by. He's like, "I'll be your friend."
You just feed him, you rub his tummy a little bit, and he's happy. It's weird.
I like honey roasted peanuts.
Well, we're glad that you could join us today. Just a kind of, special guest co-host. It's always fun to add someone else to the mix. And as a way to appreciate Perchie joining the show, he's got a YouTube channel, Perchie's Corner. It's PERCHE''S Corner. Go give him a subscribe. Like and subscribe, Phil. Have you subscribed to Perchie's Corner yet,
Yes,
Phil?
yes.
Good.
And
Thank you.
he's also on Instagram. Excellent
Yeah.
accounts.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Appreciate
Follow
it.
him there too. All right.
Thanks for the shout out, bro. You didn't have to
of
do
course.
that. Thank you.
Okay. Anything new before we get started, Phil? Anything to report?
No. All right, do you want me to talk about my Friday thing, or are you going to ask me about
Sure,
that?
I don't care. Go for
Well,
it.
I don't know. Yeah, we did Friday nights with Phil last Friday. We're going to do another one, and we have a great guest. He's a former card store owner, and he went out of the business not too long ago, and then he's back in. We pulled him back in, so we're going to have him. Dave's going to be there. We always don't know if Sylvain will be there. Maybe he will, maybe he won't. So it's always fun.
Yeah.
But you can guarantee that hair will have pomade in it. So that's fantastic. And the chat's been awesome lately. We're really developing a nice little family of bunch of fellow degenerates, I guess. I mean, we even had a couple of ladies in there last week. It was awesome.
Really?
Yeah.
Your mom? Sister?
No. I don't want my mom in there. She ruins a good thing.
Did you say hi to your sisters for me?
I did. They asked you to snore less.
Can't. Sorry.
All right.
Baba Louie, How are you? You got called into work last night, eh?
You're on mute.
Imagine that. Yes, unexpectedly I was called in.
Oh,
Was not
okay.
prepared for that one.
Okay.
Snow?
So did you get any sleep, or are you running on fumes right now?
I got home at 9, slept till noon, had to work on this, and here we are.
Okay. Here we go. A couple quick things before we get going. Big show today. Quick hockeychecklist.com update. It's our checklist site that we're building for the hobby. Still working on adding more checklists. Just about every day we at least add something new. Baba Louis learned how to do it, and he's been stuck in the 70s. He got his disco ball out, and he does checklists at night.
Mhm.
So that's been a lot of fun. So I can report that in the first 50 days, the checklist site was live. We had 45,000 page views or screen views on checklists, which is kind of crazy and amazing. So hopefully people are finding it useful. I mean, we built it for it'd be kind of sad if nobody liked it. Yeah, so really excited about that. And also big thanks and shout out to anyone who's using the eBay link to support us. So again, all you got to do is expand any card on any checklist, click on the link to eBay. And if you buy anything, it doesn't have to be that card, any card within 24 hours, it gives us a little percentage that we put into the pool to help develop new features and keep the site going and growing. So thank you to everyone doing that. Okay, got to make a mention for Gongshow partner and sponsor GP Sports, our official break partner of this show. There's always monster breaks at gpsportscards.com. Tons listed right now. Friday night is the big night, and there'll be mega mixers, which have tons of the hottest products. They also include the very popular GP buybacks. You can also find, I don't know, tons of stuff. I was thinking, we should, this is probably dumb to say this while we're recording, Phil, but we should do a Gongshow break.
A Gongshow break?
No, yeah, where we put the products,
The slow
75
reveal?
boxes of Parker's Champions, 20 boxes of Allure.
No one would watch that.
All of our favorite products that nobody would buy.
I got
Be
some old
kinda fun,
MVP and Victory boxes downstairs. I could get some of those.
2014 O-Pee-Chee paper. Wouldn't that be amazing? No, I think Grant's better at that than we are. And even if you don't have the budget or all the breaks are sold out, it's still a lot of fun on Friday nights on Grant's YouTube channel, GP Sports Cards, to watch the breaks. Yeah, and Phil will probably be there causing trouble in the chat.
I'm a moderator. I have responsibility. Listen, there's also mega mixers and mini mega mixers on Wednesday nights as well.
Mini mega mixers. Okay.
There's mini mega
donuts.
mixers. Yeah.
Just as good as a regular donut, just a tiny bit smaller, right?
Like a
I
Timbit?
disagree with that. Dollars to donuts, I disagree with you.
Stop it. Perchy, do you ever watch Grant's breaks? Or
I do. Yeah, very familiar with Grant.
Okay.
I love the 101 shield that he pulled with Kaprizov and Novi. I'll take that.
Crazy, eh? Was that
Oh
wild?
my God.
You were in that?
Crazy. I just saw the replay on his Instagram. That's wild.
Okay, let's go back to the question Josh asked about that. I'm going to put you on the spot here. You got the card. Keep it, sell it right away.
Me personally, as an OV collector, I'm keeping it 100%.
Whoa.
Yeah.
What do you think that's worth? We were kind of debating that.
I mean, got to be in the 20, 30K range, right?
Yeah.
Easy.
Is that what we said? I don't remember what I said.
And I think I was wrong. I think I said 10 or 15 and you guys made fun of me. And then you thought it was 20, but you're probably right.
I think I said 25, 30, exactly like Perchy.
Well, if his future watch that you guys premiered on the show, what was it yesterday, going for 25?
Yeah.
I would say that the shield for sure. Yeah, somewhere around in that mix.
Yeah, fair enough. Okay, gpsportscards.com, get your spots there. And then lastly, a reminder that our show, this show, the Hockey Cards Gongshow podcast, is a Patreon podcast. What that means is that we need your help to keep this goat rodeo going. And you can support us through Patreon for as little as $5 US a month. Join our crew. What did you call it, Phil? Like the
Gongshow gang?
Island of Lonely Men?
No, I said most men suffer. You screwed it up for me. Most men suffer under quiet desperation. Yeah, and you're laughing. You're laughing at that. That's fine. That's fine. You're such a jerk. Just because you're married and happy with your life doesn't mean we all are. I got a cat. That's all I got.
You said you have a girlfriend. You said you had a girlfriend.
I do. She's great.
There you go.
I'm just trying to play up the bit.
Yeah, right.
But it's still true. Like some of my buddies, they're like, they would do great in Discord. They just don't collect cards. So I wish everyone had a hobby they could lean into. It's good for the soul.
Fair point. Fair point. So join our crew, right? It's very easy to do. It costs as little as $5 a month. You can join our at a $2.99 support level tier. That's where you get access to Discord. There's still time to get in, like right now, before the next couple weeks. Evan in there, Mad Dog, who's managing our scavenger hunt for the playoffs, where you can win a box of 2024-25 Black Diamond. Till still time to get in there to participate in that and all the other stuff we do. If you want to support us, just go to our website, hockeycardsgongshow.com. Click on the what? Become a patron link at the top of the page, or go to Patreon directly, patreon.com, and just search for us, Hockey Cards Gong Show. What else do you do? Oh, yeah, there's a link in the show description, podcast apps, and YouTube, and our Instagram and TikTok profile as well. Baba Louie. We have 3 new patrons since our last show. And then I just got a notification. Someone else just did on my phone, too.
Oh, wow. Well, yeah, 3. First one up, Adam. Welcome to the club,
Adam.
Brother. After Adam.
It's really strange. Like, Adam is like me, where he uses like his like real normal name, right? Everyone's like Spider Monkey 87 or Baba Louie, which you had no choice because that's what I named you. But
You're right.
I like Adam. Hi, Adam.
I wanted to call Cole Adam. Yeah.
Oh, really?
It's a nice name. I like soft but strong names. I feel Adam's a good one.
Well, here's a big one.
We also had Sean jump into the mix here, signing up for some triple gold.
Nice.
Thank you, sir.
Maybe you learn. You spell triple like nipple. You put
I
an extra
did.
P in there.
Yep. Hey, triple nipple. Get her done.
You
Yep.
government worker.
That's when when you type so fast, you just.
I know.
And last but not least, stashed cardboard.
Is this you, Phil?
Oh, that's
yeah.
awesome. No, I canceled my membership.
You did?
Finally.
Well, no, I didn't. Obviously not. I don't know. I don't know how to do that
Get
stuff.
someone come through. You're off the show if you do, Phil.
Jeez, I called. They said I have to do it through the app. I don't want to use another app on my phone. I want to go to the bank.
All right. Well, thank you, everyone, for your support. We really appreciate it from the bottom of our hearts. Baba Louie, let's do the game plan. Get this thing rolling.
Let's get rolling. So on the show today, we start off with surprise. Get to know your Hall of Famers. Then it's hobby deep dive. We're going back into the under 25 group. Then we're off to hobby news. Then it's confessions of a card dealer. And we jump into some new product releases. And then following up on a question from Mailbag on Monday, we're going to get into some hobby tiers and then personal pickups.
Okay, we ready?
Always.
Let's go.
Get to know your Hall of Famers. So we have 2 players left from the 1958 Hall of Fame class in our Get to Know Your Hall of Famers series. It's where we're looking and working to learn more about the history of the game of hockey by profiling each Hall of Fame player. We started with the very first class in 1945 and have been working our way to present day. For each player, we do a quick bio, cover why you should care about them, and then take a look at their hobby market. Today's Hall of Fame player we are going to feature is Dick Irvin. Dick Irvin. Anybody
Yes,
heard
of course. Yeah,
Oh,
Dick
yeah.
Irvin's big time up here.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. You know Dick. Okay. James Dickinson, Dick Irvin Jr., was born in Hamilton, Ontario in 1892 and lived until 1957, passing away in Montreal. Irvin played center in a career that lasted from 1916 until 1929. During his career, he played for the Portland Rosebuds, which are quickly moving up Louis' favorite teams list, the Regina Capitals, and Chicago Blackhawks. Now remember, the old school Blackhawks spelled Blackhawks 2 words. Today it's 1 word. Very important for no reason.
The more you know.
The more you know. Irvin started his professional career in 1916 with the Portland Rosebuds in the PCHA and would score 35 goals as a rookie. But before his second season began, he was conscripted into the Canadian Expeditionary Force and arrived in England in May 2018 to join Canada's efforts in World War I. During the war, this is kind of interesting, he served in a signals unit as a motorcycle driver. So signals unit, right? That's like a spy, right? Passing along secret coded information from the front line to the HQ, right? Isn't that how that worked?
I've never done service. I don't know.
Yeah, it's obvious, Phil. You know, we've looked at your face.
Good with the slingshot.
Oh, good. You could join the Slingshot Corps. Very popular these days.
Maybe I'm already a member.
Maybe you are. The war ended in November 1918, and by May 1919, Irvin was back in Canada. After the war, he resumed his hockey career, but back at the amateur level in Regina, and would not return to professional hockey until the 1921 season with the Capitals in the Western Canada Hockey League. In 1926, at the age 34, the newly formed Chicago Blackhawks in the NHL signed Irvin, and he was made the very first captain in franchise history. In his first NHL season, Irvin scored 18 goals, accumulated 36 points in 43 games played. In his second season in Chicago, he fractured his skull, which kind of basically ended his playing career. He'd end up moving, though, from the ice to the bench and had arguably even more of a successful career as a coach. Would end up with 600 wins and 3 Stanley Cups coaching NHL teams. Now, why should you care about Dick Irvin? Dick was an elite playmaker. He had exceptional vision of the ice, known for setting up teammates with crisp, accurate passes. Before joining the NHL, he was one of the top scorers in the Western Canada Hockey League, where many of the game's best players competed at the time. During his time with the Regina Capitals in the early 1920s, Irvin's shot was already gaining a reputation. In one game, he took a rising wrist shot from just inside the blue line that hit the crossbar so hard it cracked the wooden frame, a rare occurrence in that era of less powerful sticks and slower game pace. It's hard to think of the wooden crossbar in the net.
This is great. I know him more as a coach, so I like this info as a player. I don't know much about him as a player.
Oh, and it is should mention that he was inducted into the Hockey Hall of Fame as a player.
That's
even
crazy.
Though he had a very successful.
Did you know that, Perchie? I didn't. No. I always thought it was because he was a coach.
I would have thought. Yeah, I would have thought it was for coaching.
Yeah, wild.
So here's what an opposing. Oh, go ahead.
He's kind of got a small stick there in that picture.
A little bit.
It's a little bit shorter stature than what you normally see.
He's like the anti-Matt Zuccarello, whose stick is like 18 feet long.
Yeah.
Maybe he's choked up on it, though. I don't see no tape at the top.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, who knows? Ask him. Just move a little bit, Dick Sr.
Here's what an opposing goalie had to say about Irvin's shot. Irvin didn't just shoot to score, he shot to embarrass you. The puck came in flat, fast, and always an inch above your pad. I guess that's a compliment for the day. Even when he entered the NHL with the Blackhawks in 1926 at an older 34, he still made waves. His accurate and heavy shot helped him finish second in league scoring in his debut season, proving that even in the faster, tougher NHL, his release was elite. Irvin's playing career ended tragically, but also highlighted his toughness. So during a game late in the 1928-29 season, he took a hard hit and suffered a fractured skull. Incredibly, he didn't immediately leave the game, skating a few more shifts before trainers realized the severity of the injury. The blow ultimately forced his early retirement from playing. Instead of walking away from hockey, Irvin transitioned straight into coaching, where he'd build a Hall of Fame legacy that's rivaled his playing one.
Typical hockey player. Getting hurt and keeps playing.
Yeah.
Football players turf toe and they're out for 6 months.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Now looking at the
for sure with the head fracture.
Oh,
jeez, that's crazy.
Okay, looking at the hobby market, his rookie card is from the 1924-25 Paulins Hockey V128 set. This is really weird. If you're looking at the slab, it says 1923. It's very conflicting. On TCDB says 1924. PSA says 1923. Half the listings and like card ladder sales history are 23. Half are 24. I don't know. So maybe there's a little bit of controversy, a little as far as when this set came out. But yeah. Oh, and they also spelled his name wrong. They spelled the Dick Irwin, like
no, that's
the crocodile hunter or whatever. No respect. Okay, well, this PSA 2 I found sold for $575 in September 2023. The only other Playing Days card I could find for Dick Irvin is a 1926-27 anonymous issue. And again, I had to pull the photo from TCDB because I couldn't find any sales. So it must be pretty rare. And then he was honored in the 1960 top set in the all-time greats insert. PSA 9 is a high-selling copy. As sold for $335 US last month, which was March 2nd. So that, boys, is your Hockey Hall of Famer, Dick Irvin. We learn anything?
Yeah, lots. That was good.
Oh
John.
my God, yeah,
Mhm.
it was
The
great.
just to let you know, so Dick Irvin Jr. is a staple in my childhood. He was, I'm going to assume, over 30 years with CBC. And when cable was popular, we had Hockey Night in Canada, and it was like the whole family goes in front of it. And Dick Irvin did the Habs games, and I grew up in Montreal. So one of the best memories I ever have, Perchie, you might know this, was when in '93. I'd love to look up the YouTube clip of it. I'm sure it's not verbatim, but it goes something like, in the final game series, the NHL finals, Dick Irvin said the Montreal Canadiens have the ghosts of the Forum behind them. And it was something like that. Oh my God, goosebumps, brother. It was crazy. Yeah. I'm probably not even close to that, but it's something like that. Yes. Yeah.
It's along the lines.
He's a big, or was a big figure in a lot of people's minds, his son.
Was he your babysitter too?
Yeah, my dad would turn on the game and
nights?
pound back the beers.
Yeah.
Hockey, babysitting, yeah. Hockey and Wu-Tang, they babysat me and raised me.
Great. We know. Okay, we're going to move on to our hobby deep dive for the week. We had a lot of positive feedback when we did under 25s last week and profiled Cole Caulfield. So I thought, well, let's run it back, right? We're going to do another deep dive, looking at the brightest NHL talent under 25 years old. So came up with another 4 players and threw up the old hobby poll. Gave you guys, there it is. You like our hobby poll?
I do.
You can't have it.
Shiny up top.
We don't know what's up top. Yeah. Louis is obsessed with figuring that out. Threw up a hobby poll, gave you guys 24 hours to vote to determine the player that we're going to profile today. And here were the 4 candidates for this week's poll. Lucas Raymond, Detroit guy.
Okay.
Now, do you live in the Detroit area? Are you a Red Wings guy? Is that your team?
So yeah, growing up for sure, that was a team that we rooted for a lot, and then ultimately, I ended up switching kind of after Yzerman retired, and I was a real big Matt Sundin fan at the time too. So kind of have a soft spot for Detroit, but more of a Leafs guy. Yeah.
Ooh,
Can you move your head over just a little bit so I can see what's God, that's beautiful.
Look at Phil. Beautiful jersey, right, Phil?
I can't see what it is.
And then it's a Matt Sundin with the Maple Leafs. Maple Leafs Gardens memories and dreams right here on the patch.
All right, memories and dreams, boys.
No milk logo?
You're not trying to win hearts and minds here, okay? Like, it's not going to happen. I won't respond well.
Well, so we have Lucas Raymond, and then Phil will be happy. Another candidate is Timmy Tantrums. Timmy Stutzle.
Yeah, I hope he wins.
Back on the list. Then we went with a couple of Russians, a couple of Ruskies. Alexei Protas and Kirill Marchenko. So those are the 4. Any predictions?
Yeah.
Who do you think got the most votes based on those 4, Perchie?
Raymond.
No, he's dead last, dude. Kidding me.
I think so?
Raymond. Yes,
right,
of
Phil,
course.
who do
He
you
should
think?
be. Collusion.
Yeah.
I think it's either going to be Stutzle or Protas, because he's like kind of the flavor of the week. Everyone's going after him now after Louis spilled the beans.
Yeah, Louis. Way to go, Louis.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I'm gonna guess Protas and Stutzle.
Well, Marchenko just had a hat trick. Now he's up to like 31 goals. Yeah.
Cool.
He's on fire the last couple
his
seasons.
structure is like not
right
quite there, so who cares about the goals, right?
Correct.
He got lucky. That's not why he's there.
Okay, the results are in now. Phil, are you excited or scared? Are you scared about your boy Stutzle or what?
I don't really know. I'm so scared.
Okay,
Show who won, man.
All right. Raymond did finish dead last, but not by a ton. Right, it's pretty close. So Stutzle came in at
Lucas
32.
is dead last. Yeah, Raymond's led dead last. Perchie, sorry.
Yeah.
And then Protas, then Marchenko. So that makes this week's under 25 hobby deep dive Tim Stutzle. Now, how much do you already know about Timmy, Phil? Do you feel like you know a lot, or
No, I'm a fair weather Timmy guy, but I'll chime in when I feel like being incorrect.
Oh yeah, well, I got a lot of questions to ask you about him.
Oh crap! Don't, man. I don't know. Okay. Go ahead.
No, it's not like what's his sister's name. It's more like
Helga.
your observations of him as a player.
Oh, that's easy. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Tim Stutzle is just 23 years old and hails from Viersen. team behind his beloved Canadians, the Ottawa Senators. A decent-sized kid at 6 foot, 200 pounds. Played youth hockey in the Rhine region, where he's from in Viersen. Growing up, was a standout, as you could probably imagine, since he plays in the NHL. He had a number of options after youth hockey to come to North America and either play in college or the CHL. He even originally committed to play hockey at the University of New Hampshire. He was also drafted in the WHL by the Seattle Thunderbirds, and the 2019 CHL import draft was a first rounder, the 19th pick overall. It's kind of funny. I went back and looked, and there's like 2 guys ahead of him that are in the NHL, and the 15 others don't recognize their names at all.
Yeah.
Do you have like a left wrist injury in this photo?
I think he
Doesn't
just
look very
pooped. I think he
happy.
just had like a fart go wrong.
Oh,
Mhm.
okay.
Gastro.
That was the caption of the photo.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Ooh, that pasta's too much.
Intestinal cramps.
It's too much strudel.
In the end, though, he opted to do neither. He did not play college hockey. He didn't go to the CHL. Instead, he signed a 3-year deal to play professionally in Germany with Adler Mannheim in June of 2019 because he loved all 70 ads on their jersey.
Love it.
Oh, it's Euro, bro. Euro.
I know. Stutzle was just 17 years old when he made his professional debut. He played 52 games that season for Adler, scoring 7 goals and putting up 34 total points, all while being the youngest player in the league. Well, that was good enough following that season for the Ottawa Senators to select Stutzle 3rd overall in the 2020 NHL entry draft. Now, this was the COVID draft, so it was like from living rooms and basements, right, where you got all these pictures of the kids being drafted. Now, Phil, your Senators used the pick to select Stutzle that they received by trading Erik Karlsson to San Jose. Did you know that?
Yes.
Okay. The players selected ahead of Stutzle were Lafreniere and Quentin Byfield. So I think your team got lucky.
Who was drafted after him?
Oh, I didn't look. Do you remember?
Lucas Raymond.
Oh, there you go.
And then after Lucas Raymond was Jake Sanderson. Yeah, it was a good draft for us.
Mm-hmm.
That was a great draft, right? You got Quinn, Rossi in there. Anyways, go ahead.
Now, if you recall, Phil, the pick was announced by former Jeopardy host and Ottawa resident Alex Trebek.
Suck it, Trebek! Yeah! I love Alex Trebek. Well, rest in peace.
Rest in peace.
Rest easy, brother. I don't know.
I don't know he's from Ottawa.
Yeah, he's from. What do you think I say that?
Canadian legend.
Yeah.
There you go. Did he still live in Ottawa even when he was doing Jeopardy, or did he live in California?
That I do not know. I would assume he lived in California.
Now, here's what made Stutzle so attractive to scouts: elite skating and speed. He was considered one of the best skaters in the draft with explosive acceleration, agility, and edge work. His speed made him dangerous in transition and hard to contain off the rush. His offensive skill set, he had top-tier puck handling, creativity, and vision. Played against men in Germany's top pro league with Adler Mannheim and excelled, scoring 34 points in 43 games, a rare feat for a teenager in a pro league. He had exceptional hockey IQ, blah, blah, blah. And he shown in international performance. He dominated the 2020 or 21 World Juniors. I think he had 10 points in 5 games or something like that. Captained the team, showcased his skill on a global stage. Position versatility, that was something that I think really stood out to your team, Phil, that he could play both wing and center.
Yeah, he came in as a winger first. We kind of schmuckered him in the center.
And in short, he had a rare combination of speed, skill, maturity, and production against pros, making him a clear top 3 talent in a very strong draft class. So he would end up starting his NHL career straight away, as the British say, in the 2020-21 COVID bubble season. He made his NHL debut on his 19th birthday, Phil, in January 15th, 2021, against the Maple Leafs, Phil's Maple Leafs, Perchie's Maple Leafs. And then the following day, I think they must have been doing like back-to-backs during the COVID bubble stuff, which would make sense. He scored his first NHL goal against the Maple Leafs in front of nobody. I feel sad for these kids that you're in an empty arena scoring your very first NHL goal.
I love the cutouts. They were my favorite. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Stutzle would end up scoring 12 goals and had 29 points in 53 games in his rookie season. While he was named NHL Rookie of the Month for April in 2021, he was not named a Calder finalist. Was he robbed? What was going on? Now, in his second season, he lifted his production to 22 goals and 58 points in 73 games played. But it was in season 3, when he was just 21 years old, that he took a really big leap, totaling 39 goals and 90 points in 78 games played. And following that year, your team signed him to an 8-year, $66.8 million contract extension, which was the largest contract in Senators history at that time.
Great contract.
Were you happy at the time? When
Yeah,
the
very.
disclosed?
Yeah.
And then last year, and this is like now where I want to start to get your opinion, Phil. He seemed to take a step back.
Yeah.
With his production falling to 18 goals and 52 points in 75 games played. So what happened last year?
Last year sucked. We had new owners. There was a lot of uncertainty in the dressing room and in the city. The new owners, Michael Andlauer and Steve Staios, bless their hearts. I love them, but they needed the year to figure things out. So we had a year of kind of turmoil. We fired our coach. We fired our GM. Now, what does all that have to do with Timmy? Things were broken at home. You can't get a good footing. You can't do your homework when peace and quiet, when things are kind of
when mom and dad are fighting. It's hard to do good in school, is what you're saying.
There you go. One of those. So I'm making my best excuse possible. I did expect more from him this year, and I watch every game, and he is doing more, but he's trying to put too much on his back. He just needs to shoot the puck. If he shoot the puck, he'd have 40 goals by now.
He's shooting 15% this year.
He needs more. He's just yesterday, 2 days ago alone, he could have scored on an open net. He was open and he passed it because he's a giver, you know. So he's got to get a bit selfish, because being selfish on the ice is being a team player when you zoom out.
Yeah, this season he's got 21 goals, 71 points, and 74 games played. So from a game played perspective, it's almost identical to last year.
Yeah,
you think it's just a lack of confidence in his game this year on the shooting aspect, or
no? He's confident. I don't know if my team's always looking for that fancy goal right now, and it's frustrating. We lost to Buffalo, which was embarrassing, but I watched the game. 8 out of 10 games, you just played a better hocky game, but you lost. That's so much. That's a lot of games. So 8 out of 10 times we would have won that game against Buffalo, and they swept us this year 4-0-4, which is so embarrassing. Yeah, and Timmy looked amazing, dominated on the ice, owned the ice. He just wouldn't shoot the darn puck. I don't know what it. No, he's very confident, Perchie. It's just he's got 80% of the game figured out. It's that last 20%, right? He's just got to figure it out. All the skill in the world doesn't mean anything it doesn't matter in the NHL. You got to use it appropriately.
Yeah.
Do you want to explain for anyone that's not familiar with the whole Timmy tantrums, like where that comes from? Yes,
I shall. So for the first two, I would say up until the middle of last year, Tim Stutzle was the biggest diver in the NHL. I love that German guy. And he top 3 biggest divers in the whole league. When Travis Green came onto the team, it changed, and it changed fast. I have not seen Timmy dive once yet this year. I'm sure he has, but I have not seen it. And he's tougher. He gets up instead of laying on the ice and looking for the call. He gets up right away. The call's coming or not, whether you're looking, right?
Sure.
So that's why we call him Timmy Tantrums, and I can't stop because it's such a great name. I'll call him that for the rest of his career. But he got rid of that. So maturing.
But he's outgrowing the nickname, you think? Like he's maturing beyond.
Yeah. It's like Little John in Robin Hood, right? He's Big John.
Sure. Okay. So again, pretty much on par with last season. What do you think his upside is, Phil?
40 to 50 goals a year. He's your Kirill Kaprizov. He's just Kaprizov shoots the puck. He can dangle and take over games. That strong outside rush to the net. Tim Stutzle is an absolute superstar. But guess, you know who else was a superstar? Yakupov from Edmonton Oilers. Remember?
No.
That guy's skill, like the Michigan, he could do the Michigan with his eyes closed, like in his sleep. Yakupov. Am I saying that right? It's been
Yakupov.
Yeah, the skill was it didn't translate, right? It didn't work. It didn't click. A lot of guys are like that. A lot of Euros, especially. So I just hope Timmy gets the game of hockey in the NHL. I hope it tightens up. I mean, he's almost there. He's this close. He's this close. You know.
So what stopped you from? Because you don't really collect them, so
No.
that surprised me a little bit. What stopped you from money? Just too
Scratch, yeah.
expensive.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Brady's expensive. Ottawa's got big money in it, man. I'm
Yeah.
a little goldfish in this pond, and so I stuck with Brady. I like the way Brady plays better than Tim. Tim's a goal
Yeah.
scorer. He's finesse. I'm not. So
You're in the
finesse me.
structure. We get it. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I like pulling a china shop,
Mhm.
plow to the net. Let's go, move me. I dare you. I like
Okay.
that style better. Yeah.
Now, again, at just 23 years old, Stutzle has 112 goals, 318 assists for. I screwed up.
That's okay.
Yeah, he's a little bit less than a point per game over his
Yeah,
career.
you're doing your best, buddy. I think you're doing a great job.
Gongshow. Right. I do know he's a 2020 Young Guns PSA 10 pop 3,771, 60% jam rate. That sold for 98 smackers, 98 US dollars on April 1st, up 12% in the past month, up 22% in the past 3 months. Over the past year, the 52-week low is 45 US dollars, and the 52-week high is 150.
That's a big difference. Yeah, you know what? I think all cards are a little overpriced right now. Timmy still has to prove. I love my Sens. I'm a diehard. I love Stutzle. He's forever. I want him on my team for the rest of his career. He has more to prove to get bigger prices on his cards. You know,
he's not good enough where with 4,000 PSA 10 Young Guns, where
No.
I would look for a different card.
Yeah. That's the blue chip from a couple years ago, right? The potential. That conversation's over in my head. It's time to start doing the thing. After next year, if he doesn't, well, let's not go there. We still got lots of hockey.
Okay. You a Young Guns guy, Perchy, or no?
I am. Yeah, I try and collect them all. Missing Lane Hudson from this year, so I'm hoping to hunt it down. And yeah.
What do you think about him?
Pretty good. Yeah, it's been a hot topic of conversation between me and a couple hockey guys, and
yeah,
I don't know. It's a tight race between him, Celebrini, and Michkov. So
I think you should take it now. I'm sold.
Oh yeah, I mean he's amazing. You don't see too many young D-men come in the league and just dominate like he has with the Canadians. So
yeah, he's awesome.
It's interesting to see. Yeah, I would love his Young Gun. I haven't pulled it yet. I've decided, like, do I buy it or do I still hunt for it?
You know the right answer.
Of course.
Well, I'll tell you a story about that.
Like, yeah,
my guy Kaprizov, the only hobby superstar the Wild's ever. I've never owned a Young Guns because I wanted to pull it, and I had the worst luck inhumanly possible. And I've probably in 40 boxes, I've never hit one.
That's crazy. Holy smokes! So I pulled this retro, and then I made a trade with it, and I kind of regret it because I even though the retro doesn't hold as
I have the retro
Stewed in
the 05.
I still like it. It's you know, I think just like the checklist. I think kind of just my own opinion. I think the checklists are kind of underrated, like just slightly. You know, I got a Kane, Price, and I think it's Wayne Simmons on the one that I ripped, way back in the day. I love it. I think it's awesome.
I paid $200. I paid $200 for a high gloss checklist. So yeah, you're preaching to the choir. Yeah, that's not bad. $2 for a high gloss checklist. I think that's pretty good.
The thing about Hudson that has shocked me this year, and Louis, you chime in too. We got to get like 3 inches. I get to shove a microphone in his nose, and I couldn't believe how young. I mean, it looked like we needed to scoop him up in the minivan and take him to Boy Scouts. Like he
does look like a kid.
He's so
he is a kid. He doesn't just look like he is. He looks like he's 12 years old.
Holy shit.
I'm not kidding.
Like playing amongst, that's so wild to play
amongst men.
Like Claude Giroux and Brent Burns. Like, what's up, buddy? Did you miss the school bus? What's going on? As he dances around them and scores.
Right.
So I was like, Louis, which player's baby brother is this? And it's like, oh, he plays it. What?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and then you had like Ivan Fedotov, who's like 95 feet tall on a tree, like there with him too. Is a interesting,
I thought it was funny when Rempe was walking out to the ice and he had to do a little head tilt to get under the doorway, and then Fedotov walks out and he's got to do one of these, get down below it. Wow. I mean, the dude's 6'7", 6'8",
without skates.
Not on skates.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Okay, we're gonna wrap up. Timmy's tantrums here. So we're going to look at the top 5 highest selling Stutzle cards to date, along with each's respective top sale. Now, any sale made within the 3-year look-back window on eBay, we verified as paid for in Terapeak. Some kind of interesting ones here. So number 5 is a 2020 Premier Rookie Auto 101 that sold for $3,200 US in March of 2023. No, 3,191. This is a great looking card. And
Beautiful
one
card.
thing we can talk about the Stutzle thing, and you'll see it in this top 5 list, is that his auto has evolved very dramatically for the worse. Like if you get an early, I actually have I think it's like a cut auto from SPX, but he spelled out his whole name. And I'm not a fan of cut autos, but it's like I kept that just because he basically just does TS now. But I don't know. You like this card?
He's gotten back to a hybrid version. It's not just TS anymore.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful card.
Nice card.
Yeah.
Number 4 highest Stutzle sale is a 2020 O-Pee-Chee Platinum Orange Checkers Auto out of 15 PSA 9 that sold for $3,200 in March 2023. There's no image, unfortunately, and I couldn't find another one. So showing a card with equal value, the 2020 Rookie Class base card.
Yeah, looks like he got into his grandpa's medicine cabinet there.
His hair looks like plastic or something like that.
All their hair looks like that now, all those kids.
Fair point. Number 3 is a 2020 The Cup Rookie Auto Tag Red Foil out of 4. This raw card that sold for $5,045 US in June of 2023. Perchie, do you like Tag?
It's different because they're all, I don't know, man. I mean,
That's the good one to get.
Yeah, that's the better one to get for sure. I don't know.
Yeah, it's like an NHL Shield tag. I've never seen that before.
I haven't seen it either.
Here's where the auto hit rock bottom, though, right, Phil?
Yeah, that's terrible. Yeah, it's bad.
That's no fun.
People, and I was in shop. I was in an LCS when people were cracking, and one of these cards came out on the cup, and it was this bad auto, and the guy was really upset. Very upset. Yeah, it was talk of the town for a few days. Timmy's new auto.
Yeah, it's lazy.
$5,000.
Number 2.
Hold on.
Well, what, Louis?
Just $5,000 I just don't think. I think this is terrible. Rookie auto tag. Come on.
Yeah. Well, I mean, at least though it doesn't say like Hecko and Nekisco or whatever. Like machine wash low. I mean, it's a shield. That's kind of nice.
Cold wash only.
Fine.
You don't like the ones with the size in it?
No. Number 2 is a cup RPA at a 99, so the true RPA. Sold for $5,350 US in August of 2023. This is a PSA 10. So highest graded copy.
Yeah.
Nice. Kind of a run-of-the-mill 3-color patch. Run-of-the-mill cup RPA. And then number 1 is a 2021 The Cup Rookie Class 101 RPA. The pretty sweet patch in it. Again, poopy auto, but it sold for $5,759 US by eBay in June 2023.
I personally know his exquisite shield auto sold for $8,500 American a couple years ago, so that would be the winner.
Wow.
Yeah.
Where?
Locally.
Oh, locally. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, the guy bought it locally, but he bought it from a guy in Toronto. Yeah. Does Card Ladder ever do we have that opportunity to send the deals? I guess there's no way to vet them, right?
They do some private sales, like one of the Gretzky PSA 10s. I think the $4 million one is a private sale, and if they can verify it, they'll put it. But
$4 million. Was that the good one or the bad one? Which was that the
They're
good
all
10?
Bad, aren't they? The PSA 10s.
I thought there was one that's pretty nice. That PSA 8 we were looking at the other day, I was like, that's better than. It's one of the nicest ones I've ever seen in my life. Yeah, no Gretzky will get a 10 again. Any
closing thoughts on your guys' Stutzle, Phil?
I still have high hopes, but it's hammer time. Let's go.
Time is now. Is your team going to make the playoffs or no?
We're 98%. I'm 98% sure we're gonna.
Keep getting as long as you don't play Buffalo anymore.
Yeah, as long as we don't play Buffalo, we're good to go. Yeah, James Reimer, he's got our number.
Okay, got to make a quick mention for Gong Show partner and sponsor Slab Sharks. Super grateful for their support of the show. The current Slab Sharks weekly eBay auction ends tonight. You don't want to miss this one. It's one of the biggest weekly hockey auctions in all the hobby. Huge grail type cards and then cheap ones too, right? There's something for everyone in the Slab Sharks auction. If you're a Canadian hockey card collector and you have not tried partnering with Slab Sharks to help sell your cards on eBay, then we'd highly recommend you give them a shot. They make your life easy because they are eBay experts, first of all. They are one of the largest eBay partners in Canada, and they do all the work. All you got to do is get them your cards via their easy-to-use submission portal at a local card show or by dropping them off with the local rep. Then Slabsharks takes it from there, and your cards get listed in one of the biggest weekly hockey auctions. And if you have a big card like Phil had with a clear-cut Bedard Ricciardo, did you guys, Louis and Perchie, did you hear that Phil pulled the Bedard clear-cut? Did you know that?
Yeah,
Oh,
I got the money.
I watched it.
Oh.
I was there.
That's surprising. He didn't tell
They
anyone.
paid? They paid?
Yeah, well, they paid.
All right, about time.
Yeah, they paid the same night, but then I think I mean, that's a lot of money they got to dish out. So it takes I think it takes 5 to 7 days to get your money, and I got it today, so super happy.
Oh, sweet. Congrats.
And you even got a little bit, one of the advantages of working with a consignor sometimes, like Slab Sharks, is if the card sells for over 1,000 or something like that, you got more, or you paid less fees, right, Phil, than you would have if you had listed it yourself.
I believe so. Yeah, I even got an email from Karn saying he's going to buy me dinner at the expo or something.
Oh, how nice!
I'm looking forward to that. Yeah, it'll be good.
Nice, Karn.
Maybe he should know that Louis and I convinced you to sell it on Slab Sharks, that you were going to try to just stand up on your roof and wave it up in the air and see, if somebody flying by.
Like you just don't care.
Everybody knows I gave it to Sylvain, Quebec City last month. So, yeah.
Oh, believe me, everybody knows he did like 17 videos on it. So.
Don't enable them, Perchie. Don't. You're on my side, man. Canada has to stick together, bro.
All right. For complete consignment info, including payout rates, and to get the process of listing your cards in an upcoming Slabsharks weekly eBay auction started today, head to slabsharks.com. Hobby news.
Hobby news.
News from the hobby. You gotta go.
What news do we have today?
Oh, all right. Something new. Something new. Now, the last guy did like a dead on Randy Macho Man Savage. So that was a lot to live up to.
Oh, yeah. It's a good one.
It was good.
Yeah.
Troy was good. Yeah. Did you know there's a Macho Man convention every year? I saved it. I'll show you guys at the expo. It's crazy. It's too long.
Do a live show from there?
I don't know. It's pretty
Where is it? Who do you think? What's the demographic that?
There was a lot of people there. Black, brown, Asian. There's women dressed up as Macho Man. That was amazing. Yeah, it's crazy. Ooh, yeah.
That sounds hot.
Okay, interesting. First story here, boys. So eBay and PSA have announced a deeper level of partnership. So moving forward, if you make a purchase of certain raw cards on the eBay platform that are valued at $250 or more, you will have the option not to have them sent to your house, but instead sent to PSA for grading. The other requirement is the cards need to have 2 or more pictures in the listing, which probably is a good idea. And the card will also have to go first through the authenticity program. So how long is this going to take to go to authenticity? That card will travel probably 94,000 miles by the time it gets to.
Then why do they where are all the commercials for clean energy and less resort? Like what? Like it's people are talking out of 2 sides of their mouth here, man. It's crazy.
Perchie Phil loves to track like the 14 cities a card that goes through the authenticity program. As
crazy. Then they leave it at your step. They leave it at your step after they tell you how much they're there to protect you.
I just had one a couple months ago, and it was my OV Blue Line Auto 3 of 35. Woo! Just sitting in my mailbox. Just sitting there.
At least you got yours in your mailbox. The guys put it on my step.
No, I saw that. No, it's crazy. No, not happening. It terrifies me. And this is like, comparatively speaking, if you send it in yourself, like this is more if you send it through eBay, correct? It's like 32 or 34 or something.
Oh, I didn't see the price. I know that they're doing free shipping through like the end of June, so maybe there's a little bit of savings there. But the one question I have about this is, so I understand the convenience, and that's what all these big companies are trying to do, is they're trying to play the ecosystem kind of approach where, and they're trying to solve the problem of, okay, I buy a car on eBay, I pay to ship it to my house, then I pay to ship it to PSA, and then I pay to ship it back to me. What if we can avoid all of that paying for shipping?
You
But
think that's how they're thinking about it? Let's help let's help the
no,
customer not spend a lot on shipping.
no, but
That's
it's a
our
way that
goal
they
here.
can solve a problem and make money.
Fair
The
enough.
thing I don't
Mm.
get from the collector perspective is 99.999% of all eBay photos are awful. And you're really going to
Mhm.
make a judgment whether a card should be graded or not based on the eBay photo you buy before seeing it in hand. I don't think I could do that.
I think this was made for non-savvy collectors. This is going to
Mhm.
prey, and I'm going to use that word. This is going to prey
Mm.
on very fair weather type of collectors. That my beef with this is the same beef as I've always had. This is establishing a new culture that you have to get your cards graded. Now, maybe I'm being conspiracy theory. Maybe I'm putting your tinfoil hat on. You don't need to grade your new cards, but all the new collectors I've met in the last year or two, they ask the most about grading. They almost feel this obligation. And I
Well,
think this will listen, grading's good. I'm not knocking grading. Grading is fine if you like it. This is just changing the culture of it a little bit more.
yeah.
It is. It's unfortunate. That's what
You
I don't
say
like.
that though, Phil, like in using like present and future tense, like it's establishing this culture that you're going to have to get your car. I would argue that that was established 4 years ago during the pandemic.
Okay,
And it's just,
then
that's the
I'll
world we
agree.
live in now.
I'll adjust. I agree with you. They're just adding another nail to that coffin. I didn't buy
Well,
cards. I stayed out of cards in COVID. I didn't like the scene. I don't know what happened during COVID.
they're just
I don't really know.
creating a big power couple
No,
in
it's
this whole thing
capitalism. What can
between
you
the
do?
two. Well,
Remember, eBay bought
Golden.
Golden from
Mhm.
collectors, and
Yeah.
then eBay and they also bought the PSA Vault,
Mhm.
right? So now they have
Mhm.
grading and the Vault all integrated. Now, Phil, this is only available in the US out of the gate too, so Canadians cannot participate.
Yet. I'm
But
sure Brad's on it.
Yeah.
I'm sure, yeah. I don't know, Perchy, you like this move? Do you think it's a good move for collectors? You like these sort of deals that are being done by big companies?
You know, it's kind of the same thing that GameStop's doing, right? You drop your card off
Yeah.
and get it graded through them. That's a hard pass for me. I have a guy that I use here locally in Michigan that bulk submits and drop my car off. I mean, yeah, just like these guys said, it's just power move. I like what Phil said. The unsavvy collector might be quick to submit their raw card that they just bought and pray
Yeah.
for a 10, I guess. And
Yeah.
when really they should have just bought the 10, to be honest with you, if they wanted it. But
I just
don't know,
couldn't.
it's risky.
I just couldn't go off of looking at the card
Mm-mm.
on eBay and then deciding to sell it.
Yeah.
Sure,
Yeah.
it's maybe it's a collector's dream, but I don't know. Not my cup
Especially
of
with
tea.
shiny cards and Surface, it's almost impossible to,
Mm-hmm.
like an O-Pee-Chee Platinum card.
Mm-hmm.
How can you, like, to be able to identify a surface scratch on and this is not on any photo on the computer screen, is, I would say,
Right.
almost impossible. Unless it's so big, dude, it's super obvious.
Mm-hmm. I agree
Yeah.
with that. Yeah.
Convenience is there. I think the idea is great, but I still think, maybe us doing our due diligence here need to stress the fact that, I wouldn't judge it just by a picture. I've been hosed a few times just buying a card that I thought looked pretty good. And once I got
Mhm.
it here, I did miss something. So
I think
Oh, yeah.
we're gonna get a whole lot more 7, 8s, and 9s in the playing field there, boys.
There you go.
Licking my chops. Yeah. That's good.
Nines are the new, or sevens are the new
Let
nines.
them spend their money. Let people. We'll take advantage. We're opportunists. Let's take advantage of the environment.
Your comment made me think of Louis, and you guys have had to have had this experience too, where normally I scrutinize the photos of cards I buy online pretty well, but you
Mhm.
always have, like, it's like the 1 out of 10 that is just all torqued up when you get it, and you're like, how did I miss this? I hate that. That's the worst when you're very excited to get your card, and then there's like a massive like print line, right over the player's mouth or something like that. Where it's like,
I got a Synergy first year Brady cast for greatness. It's out of 10, a metal card out of Synergy. Huge dent in the top corner. I emailed the guy and he said, if he was from the States, he goes, if you ship it back to me and I agree that the dent is from me, I'll give you half your money back and mail the card. I'm like, I'm just not going to deal with you and take the crappy card because that's the craziest thing I've ever heard.
Wow.
Yeah, nuts, right? Like he was ready for that one. Yeah.
Well, I got a Crosby card. I don't know what point it was, but a little bit thicker. And from the pictures, it looks solid. I get the card, and it's in a semi-rigid card holder. And so the bottom of the card was just all smashed up. First of all, no sleeve on the card.
What?
Just crammed. Yeah. From a very reputable online seller that you see pretty consistently on eBay.
Was it Sylvain?
No. Just like,
no, he said reputable.
Reputable. I honestly was I didn't even know what to think. I'm like, why would you put a thick card in the rigid sleeve with no sleeve around it? Like, what? I don't know what they were thinking, man.
I've been getting a ton of these lately. In the cards that I've been ordering, I got a boatload of them now to ship out. Have you seen these
cards?
Yeah, card armor or whatever.
Yeah, Ding Defend or whatever.
Yeah, Ding Defender.
Yeah, I'm starting to see a lot more of those come through now. It's kind of cool.
That's what Mark Hill's trying to do with base cards, is like melt them down and create those things as a way to recycle them.
That's a good idea.
Okay, we should move on.
Moving right along. So we had last month a new flagship product come out, new crop of young guns, very popular players. I haven't updated the monthly top 25 players in a long time because it takes a long time. It's like 3 hours worth of work. But I'm like, I want to see what the impact has been for Celebrini and Michkov. So I bit the bullet, did the work, and updated the top 25 players with the most cards sold for March of 2025. And we're going to roll through that right now. Phil, do you think there's any Ottawa Senators in the top 25?
No, not yet. No, we got it. No.
So number 1 last month, and still the king.
Wow.
Even in the midst of Ovi's record chase, Wayne remains at the top with 7,057 cards sold. He was also the top in February as well. So
I'm happy to see that.
The king of the hobby, right? Number 2, though, Alexander Ovi Ovechkin nipping at the heels of Wayne to 73 less cards sold last month. Jumped up 1 spot from February, where he was the 3rd ranked. Almost 7,000 Ovi cards, and this month could even be nuttier if he pumps a few more goals in.
4, baby.
Yeah, 4 more.
Crazy, man. Yeah.
Number 3, even though the hobby buzz has cooled a little bit, Bedard is still the 3rd most chased player in the hobby for last month. 5,033 total cards sold. He did fall 1 spot. Obi took the number 2 spot from him, so he went from 2 to 3.
Get out of my way, Connor.
Out of my way, young pup. Number 4, Connor McDavid, 4,706 cards sold last month. Same as in February. He's pretty much in the 2 to 4 range. Very consistently at the top, of course. And then number 5, Sid the Kid. 3,753 cards sold for the month of March. There is a big drop, of course, though, from 1 to 5, about just a little over half of the total amount of Wayne Gretzky cards sold for Crosby last month.
Very undervalued player right here.
Yeah, I'm trying to buy as much as I can.
Yeah, same.
Good time to buy Crosby. Edit that out. Good time to buy. Good time to buy. Steven Stamkos.
It probably is too.
Yeah.
Grant has the biggest. Grant from GP Sports.
Yeah.
Biggest Sidney Crosby collection. He never talks about it. Well, he talks about it, but he doesn't bust it out often.
Like just like high value cards, or like just cards in total.
Everything.
Yeah.
I can only imagine what Grant's bedroom looks like. Well, it's probably got like wallpaper. And, like,
I
nice
mean,
stuff,
I'm trying.
Louis,
I-
write
I-
this down.
I'm trying
Only
my
imagine what
hardest.
Grant's bedroom looks like.
Get out of here. What were you saying, Perchy?
Yeah, no, I'm trying. I got about 400 myself. Nothing high. Like I'm a, I got kids, man. So I got to watch the budget, right? So
Yeah. Nice.
I just try.
though. He's got great
But
inserts.
That's what I mean. I try and collect as whatever I can that's affordable within the budget. I've splurged this year and bought an auto that I'm trying to get a hard signed auto.
We're
is
gonna
what I
say
really
probably
want.
shouldn't have, but it's okay.
Yeah, I shouldn't have.
If
I
there
made
was
okay money.
if there was a really cool Crosby you wanted, would you just put it in your watch list and not buy it?
I have one right now.
Oh,
Like that.
yeah, like that one right there. Yeah,
Phil, look at the screen, Phil. Look at the screen.
that would
What do you-
suck to have it in your watch list and then somebody else nabbed it.
Be too
Yeah,
cheap
Josh
to
stole
pull the
that from my
trigger.
watch list, and then he called me to brag about it like a bully. That's what bullies do.
Is that the number DX?
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Oh, sick, dude.
the red.
Yeah, I need that.
It's brown. It's not red.
On the checklist, it's hockeychecklist.com. It's red. Yeah.
It's
Yeah, well,
red.
Billy probably.
Actually, I
made
don't
the
think we have this
so-
checklist up yet. So
Yeah,
soon
Soon.
on the hockeychecklist.com. Okay, let's
All
look at
Anywho,
don't get spicy. Those are everybody knows about the top 5 guys. Okay, 6 through 10. Let's look here's where we see the rookies
Wow.
come into. So in last month,
Oh, Hudson's not in
Macklin
there.
Celebrini, number 6 with 3,639 cards sold. Wasn't even ranked in the top 25 the month before. Neither was Matt by Michkov, 2,989. So if you look at the difference, there's about 18% less Michkov cards sold than Celebrini, which makes sense because we kind of knew Celebrini was the bigger chase. Anyways. Then we had our first goaltendy at number 8, Patrick Waugh, followed by Mario Lemieux and AM34, Phil's guy, at number 10. Okay, moving on to the next group, which is 11 through 15. Another rookie, Shimmy Shakes, right there. Sold more cards than Cale Makar. Wow.
I thought he'd be. Yeah, I thought Shimmy Shakes would be 6, 7, maybe even 5.
All right.
Quebec, come on, let's go.
Well, we're like 6 months past Series 1 release, and Series 2 is just last month. So,
Whatever.
you know what I mean. And then, so 11 is Hudson, then 12 is Jaromir Jagr, followed by Cale Makar. Leon Draisaitl, only on the list because of Connor McDavid, comes in at 14. And then Cole Caulfield, number 15, 1,668 cards sold.
Such a freeloader, that Draisaitl,
Yeah.
eh? You can't do anything himself. Eh? Always
He
relying on
wouldn't score
Connor.
3 goals on another team. So. Now, looking at 16 through 20, here we have Nathan McKinnon coming in at number 16, followed by our boy Louis Kirill the Thrill. Then the real Bobby Orr, not baby Bobby Orr, the real one, at number 18, followed by Stevie Y, the captain, at 19. And then Jack Hughes, despite being injured, still the 20th most cards sold for any player last month. And then rounding out the top 25, we have Pasta at 21. Phil hates him, but no, other people like him. Wasn't Phil.
I don't like carbs. Carbs are the enemy.
Then Quinn Hughes, Dominic Hasek, Martin Brodeur coming at number 24, and then Mark Messier.
Who's buying Messier cards? Come on.
Wow.
It's crazy.
Okay, so some of the notes here. The biggest riser last month was Celebrini, who went from unranked to number 5, or to number 6. So that was up 20 spots. Biggest faller, oh no, Louis. Martin Brodeur fell 10 spots from 14 to 24. There's 3 rookies in the top 25: Macklin Celebrini, Matt Michkov, and Shimmy Shakes, Lane Hudson. 4 defensemen in the top 25: Makar, the real Bobby Orr, Lane Hudson, and then Quinn Hughes. And then 3 goalies: Patrick Waugh, Dominic Hasek, and Martin Brodeur. Any thoughts or surprises you guys want to chime in?
That Lane Hudson wasn't higher.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think even with the Hypo series too, I'm surprised he's not a little bit higher on that list.
Agreed.
Pretty cool to see the Celebrini. I've had the hot hand for him. Not in the higher end products. Yeah. Jumbo Young Gun, regular Young Gun, SP retail, O-Pee-Chee. I've pulled pretty much what I can. So pretty happy with that. Yeah.
The biggest surprise around Hudson that I heard this year is, I think it was you and Sylvain said at the Quebec show that he wasn't really moving, which shocked me.
Wow.
Maybe prices are too high.
Oh, okay.
I haven't been paying it. I'd love to get some Hudson and Mitchkov. I know Celebrini's great, but I like I'd rather those two players I'd want to.
You have an East Coast bias.
Probably, yeah. I'll try anything if you. No, that is offensive. Don't use that. People are gonna get sick of me. I'm gonna get punched in the head at a show, and I'll be like, "What?" They'll be like, "Suck it, Trebek." 2 times. Stop looking at me, Swan. Oh no.
That's a good one.
You, Phil. Okay, who added the Rogers story here?
I did. It's important.
Phil,
it just came out today.
Yeah.
Sorry, Louis. I sent. Oh, you do have it. Oh my God, Louis is the best. Okay. So hobby news here for us Northerners.
What's Rogers? Is that like a gas station? Something like that?
No. So don't. Well, at least you're following. You fit the shoes of the ignorant American very well, so that's good.
Don't put me into that mix.
I'm sorry, Louis. All right, big scoop here, boys. Rogers Sports and Media locked in a 12-year extension, 7.7 billion American dollars, which is 11 billion goose bucks. It kicks off after the 2025-2026 season, the extension that is. Sportsnet's keeping hockey. And I'm sitting here wondering, hey, TSN, Amazon, you guys okay? Or did you not want to bid on this? Or not a peep, not a mention of the other two. I don't really get the adult corporate world that well, but the money just doesn't really make sense here. I might be a bit naive, but that's a mountain of money, man. $11 billion. Not really sure how Rogers is going to pull this off. We are a Canadian company. The ads definitely won't cut it out. I guess they could jack up Sportsnet Plus fees, but they're already ridiculously high. Like I don't know who's paying for that. My bank account cannot afford that already. I'm not giving up hockey cards to do that. So here comes a big war. I think streaming versus cable versus illegally streaming. I think that's going to make a big comeback if the prices keep going up. I think the kids today laugh at a lot of cable boxes because streaming is king. Rogers is all in on hockey, 100%. They're showing that with this move. But with regional sports networks crumbling and costs climbing, this is a little peculiar, almost like a gamble for a 10-year extension. The league didn't really even glance at Amazon, which is very unfortunate because they have by far, and I think most of us can agree, the best announcers, the best commentators, the best feed, the best camera angles. It's almost like they're putting everything they have into it to give the viewer a good experience, and you feel that.
They have the deepest pockets too.
Yeah, well, that's Rogers has deep pockets as well, but I think they're in a bit of trouble a little bit. We'll talk about it here in a sec. I didn't hear anything about Amazon offering. I didn't hear anything about TSN either. I'm a big TSN boy. I prefer to get my sports from there. So it appears to be an exclusive conversation between the two parties. Amazon could have probably streamed it for maybe even less money. Here's the big one: blackouts. So the blackouts in Canada are abundant, and that is the main. Yes, that is the main reason people don't buy cable packages, because you're going to get your home team blacked out anyways. Well, some people don't feel like going to the game if it's not sold out. So I don't know. I wish that would go away.
Wait a minute, they don't sell out. Wild sell out every game.
Oh, that's good. That's good. Sens don't.
What's wrong in Canada?
Nothing. There's just different priorities up here, and not everybody in Ottawa loves hockey, and we haven't been playing well.
I bet you the Maple Leafs sell out every game.
Yeah, but no one goes to them because it's all corporate. Just stop it. Okay, listen. Okay, yeah. So Sportsnet's our ride or die for the next 12 to 13 years. Here we go. Notice how Sportsnet also shuffles a lot of on-air talent, like Arash Madani left last year. I don't think they're coughing up the money. So, that's fine. I'm just kind of picking on them, but you got to pay for good product. And Sportsnet in the last 10 years has not given us that feeling. Like Ken Reed is the best and greatest thing with Sportsnet. If he left,
they better pay for him. They better take care of him. Otherwise,
Ken better get his raise. Yeah,
he's Ken paid. That's our new motto on the show. Get Ken paid. He probably makes a lot of money already, but
and Ivanka, that's his partner. She's like a fine wine.
Are they married?
No, no, I don't think. No, she has a husband. He has a wife. I don't know. I don't think so. Okay. All right. So, Here's some perks about this. We might get more games going national with fewer blackouts, which would be nice. But I wouldn't get too excited about that. I've heard that my entire life. Oh, less blackouts this year, and there's always tons. Here we go. So the NHL is poking around Rogers for some slick ideas. That's where I'm the most surprised about this, is it just happened so quick and it's been a subpar product. I really feel like there's a lot more going on about that, but I don't know. So the NHL has made a couple of comments. They want Rogers to be much more innovative moving forward. So here's the bad part. Rogers has a $44.9 billion debt.
What?
The Shaw buyout. So investors are a little jittery. The stock's slipping. I don't know.
$44.9 billion in debt.
I'll correct that next episode if it should have said million, but I'm pretty sure I'm accurate because I reread it like 3 times. They're just not in the best shape right now, and I'm pretty sure the Feds are going to step in. So I don't know how they're winning bids of billions by losing billions. I don't know, but all we need to know up in Canada is Sportsnet has maintained their full rights to the NHL for the next 10 to 13 years.
Is Hockey Night Canada? That's Saturday night, right?
Yeah, it's not a thing anymore, though.
Was that a Sportsnet thing, a TSN thing, or just a Canada thing?
It was a Canadian Broadcasting Corporation thing, and then Sportsnet bought the song, and then it's kind of been downhill ever since.
Yeah.
Oh, sing the song, Phil.
Oh no, that's Coach's Corner. Yeah. Boom, boom, boom.
Doesn't it sound like that, Louis? It's the Three's Company theme song. Come and knock on my door.
Hey,
Well,
Phil, so not only are you right, but you're low, buddy.
What?
Total debt on the balance sheet as of December 2024, according to Rogers Communications' latest financial reports, they are Canadian dollars 47.33 billion in debt.
Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. I smell.
What's the minimum payment on that credit card per month, do you think?
Nah, the Feds will bail them out. The Feds will bail them out. Listen, we have a Porsche dealership in Ottawa, and they got a bursary, or what do they call it? Federal funding to just stay in Ottawa. Yeah, I'm not even kidding. I'm hot. Look it up. Porsche, Ottawa, Canada, subsidized funding. I'm dead serious. So if you don't think Rogers is going to get subsidized, they're fine. They're fine. Golf course. Let's make a deal.
Too big to fail, right? That's the
too big to fail. There you go. Yeah. Watch Succession. You know, Josh. Too big to fail.
You done?
Yeah, that's it. I'm done. I'm hot now. Ugh.
Well, it's time for our monthly check-in with our resident card dealer, Sylvain Cormier. We're following his quest to make his hobby career goal of making, living, buying and selling cards. Sylvain comes on the show monthly to share the highs, lows, ups, and downs. And so I guess with that, we hope you enjoy this latest chapter of Confessions of a Card Dealer. I'm not doing that. Do you do that on your end?
Yeah, it's from Moncton. When I emerge out of Moncton, it's got that weird kind of.
Okay. Yeah. Well, we got to welcome back Sylvain Cormier, our resident and most favorite card dealer, back for another exciting chapter of Confessions of the Card Dealer. And this is a big one because there's a lot going on in your life and career. Here in the hobby.
Quite a lot. Yeah. Well, thanks for having me again. I apologize for the poor lighting and maybe the bad sound. As you might have heard on Friday Nights with Phil, I have moved. I finalized the move today. So
nice.
So I didn't get a chance to finish setting up my studio, but I made sure I had you could at least see my face and hear me for this session. I'm excited.
Yeah, I'm sure you'll be unpacking boxes for quite a while. So just tons of change in your life. It's like you're trying to do everything all at once. It seems like.
Yeah.
Well, you had been teasing a little bit that you've been working on, I guess, branding making your hobby business official. And you had an announcement a few weeks ago now for Hobby Hub that is the official name of your business. And so tell us like how that came about and what the process of getting Hobby Hub off the ground has been like.
Sure. Yeah. How far do you want me to go? How far do you want me to go in my process? Because this has
Well,
been
maybe
a
after you
seed
were
for
in
the last 2
diapers,
years.
at least. Let's start there. But
Okay, great. Sure. So my business partner, me and him, we met, I want to say 3.5 years ago. So pretty early in my hobby journey.
okay.
And remember when, I don't know if you're, this could have been episode 1 or 2, where I mentioned that I graded a lot with SGC,
Yep.
because PSA was like a year and a half backup and
Hmm.
SGC would come back in 10, 15 days. Well, I did this with a friend that I met through just like a Facebook marketplace ad. And turns
Okay.
out his business was right next door to where I lived. So I could even walk there. And so we often, he loved just grading and, getting the euphoria rush of getting tens, but then he wanted to make 5-10% right away. So I bought a lot from him, whether it was SGC cards or PSA cards.
Gotcha.
But I also would send cards grading to grade with him. And me and him, we both kind of developed an eye for grading. So our gem rate has been getting higher and higher and higher.
Hmm.
And I remember, this is, I want to say 2.5 years ago. So pretty early in our friendship slash, endeavors in the hobby. He was like, Sylvain, we should start a business. And I was like, I am open to it, but I need more experience. And he was like,
Yeah.
don't sell yourself short. I'm like, I'm not selling myself short. But I am recognizing that I am a yellow belt and you're asking me to do brown or black belt stuff.
Yeah.
And I can't I can't compete at that level yet. I need to have a steady income with my job, make mistakes, fall on my face, but
Hmm.
still have that safety net of a comfy job. So just trust me, I'll get there, but it's going to take time.
Yeah.
He's a fast mover, and the world needs people like him. But I'm like, look, I have like a 3-4 year plan in my head. Trust me, we'll get there. And I want to say end of 2024, like probably November-ish, when I got back from the expo. I was like, yeah, okay, I think I'm ready. Let's talk. And we slowly came up with ideas. He was like, you be the creative guy. We had a couple ideas in the name. Hobby Hub stood out to me because Moncton, the made up place, is called the Hub City. It's called the Hub City because all the trains would come, like back in the day. The train tracks would lead to Moncton quite a bit, and it's also right in the border of Nova Scotia. So anyway, it was called the Hub City. So we're like, okay, well, what we want to do is offer, pre-screening for grading. We want to be a middleman
Hmm.
for grading services. And we also, me having worked with Slab Sharks for 2.5 years now, a drop-off spot for Slab
Sure.
Sharks. So, and also while we buy, sell, and trade. So that's how we came with the name Hobby Hub. And we just slowly worked on the logo together, and with a graphic design company, and we finally came up with a logo that felt was true to the brand. Oh, sorry about that. There we go. Was true to the brand, and oh yeah, look at that.
There we go.
Oh, Josh, I meant to extend the time. Basically, you see the timer there.
Yeah.
The cards that you see underneath it are cards that we have for sale. The idea is, you buy, like, if you don't buy them, they're disappearing from our site, and we're putting a new batch. But I was like, it's not fair, because this episode is going to come out in a couple days. It should end. We're going to end it on Sunday, this coming Sunday. So we're going to extend the time a little bit. So if
Okay.
people are interested
Well,
in
people can
buying,
look forward to that.
yeah, exactly. So the
So
timer should be higher when people
yeah.
watch this.
So from the time that you met with your business partner and he said, "Okay, let's do this," how long did it take to actually, have the business operational?
So he had a business when I said let's do this, and he got an offer to sell the business. He had to take care. Sorry, yeah. So he had to sell the business. I
Mhm.
want to say he was very preoccupied with that in January, but like in November, December, we did a lot of planning. January, he was busy with
Sure.
with selling his business. And
Under
then February, we were really like hammering out the details. And so I want to say, like, from, we did November, December, we focused on it. And then like February, March, quite a bit. And then here we are. Yeah.
Well, it's kind of crazy to think about because when we started this, I think last summer or towards the end of last summer, it might have been where you were still working a full time job. You were just on the
Yeah.
verge of
Yeah.
quitting. And I mean, and look how short of a time you've gone from, sort of having one foot in the door of the hobby and the other foot out to now you're all in, right?
All in, yeah. It's my life's been moving really fast, and I know this might be a little woo-woo for some people, but when you really like, I'm realizing manifestation is a real thing. If you tell yourself that, you're
Hmm.
I remember 4 years ago when I started, people asked me what I did, and I didn't tell them I worked as a IT guy at a law firm. I told them I'm a card dealer. And I just,
Yeah.
in my head and out loud, I would say I'm a card dealer. I'm a card dealer. And eventually that transitioned to full time. And then I've been saying I'm a business owner before everything was signed, and now I am, and it moved really really quickly, and yeah, it's
Hmm.
life's moving quickly, but that's a good thing. I'm enjoying the ride quite a bit.
Okay. So I know you've been at a number of shows in the past few weeks. Are you going as Hobby Hub now officially? Is that and
Yes.
okay. And
So
go ahead.
I was going to say, so yeah, so we're going as Hobby Hub. We have signs for, as because we are a Slab Sharks partner. We have
Sure.
signs for the rates. People know I'm still the Slab Sharks guy. I'll still go, and drive around the province to pick up your stuff, or if you want to meet me at a show, we do that as Hobby Hub. But we also will take in PSA and tag grading submissions as well, and we'll offer a pre-screening service. So yeah, so we go under the Hobby Hub umbrella. We're trying not to cause too much brand confusion, but we have a pretty good feeling that with, the layout of our tablecloths and our signage, that it's pretty obvious that we're working with multiple partners. And I'm still the Slab Sharks guy. I'm just offering extended service as well.
Yeah. So how has the response been at shows? Have people been using you guys for pre-screening on grading and stuff like that?
Yeah, so we only had our first official show as Hobby Hub 2 weeks ago, and it was the first Moncton show that
Sure.
had PSA grading submissions there, and we're working through a partner called Choose Your Grading. They're based out of Montreal.
Okay.
We were trying to become a PSA dealer, but then the tariffs kind of put a pause on
Mm,
that. So we found a partner in Montreal where they're fantastic to work with. So we're working under their umbrella. But so to answer your question though, when the guy made an announcement, when the owner Kevin of the Moncton Card Show made an announcement that there'd be PSA submissions at the show, it was a very positive reaction on social media. But the attendance, it was by far, I want to say probably by 2x the most people I've ever seen at that show.
really?
It was completely packed. And we had, I want to say, we had our regular Slab Shark submissions plus, oh, probably a good 80 to 100 cards submitted at the show. And I told my partner, I'm used to going to shows alone. I'm like, I'm pretty sure I'm going to need help here. And he was there with me.
Nice.
And good thing he
Nice.
was, because there were a lot of submissions. And so the show was Saturday. By Tuesday, all cards were inspected, and the good ones were sent off for grading. So we want to set the precedence that we work fast, but that we work accurately. So yeah, we sent it off for grading on the Tuesday.
Nice. Now, is Hobby Hub going to have a physical presence, a storefront at some point, or mainly just
That's
exist at shows and stuff like that?
that's the plan. We're hoping maybe sometime early 2026. Nothing set in stone yet.
Yeah.
We do want a physical location where people could come and drop their cards off, or buy cards from us, or whatever they want to do. Our slogan is "Got cards?" question mark. So
Mm,
because we have
no,
options.
I don't.
Yeah,
I got cards, and then I fit.
there you go.
Yeah.
You do.
Yeah.
If you need advice, or if you want
Hmm.
us to check the condition before sending off for grading, we'll do that. And if you want to consign them with Slab Sharks, we'll help you there too.
So, how are you feeling about all this? Like taking this big step? Does it make you nervous? Are you feeling just more? Are you feeling really confident, or like where's your head at in all this change?
It's funny, Josh, like any endeavor I've ever taken in my life, there were some nerves and I
Hmm.
was, there's that fear of failure. When I got into the hobby and I decided to make a business out of this pretty early into, my resurgence in the hobby, nerves were rarely ever a thing. Challenges, like I've had the most
Yeah.
challenges I've ever had in my life through the hobby, but every challenge I've had, I was like, I kept reminding myself and it kept being apparent. I was like, there's no other challenge I'd rather be solving right now than this challenge that's hobby related. So it was always any challenge, any roadblock. I always was still very appreciative and grateful that I was going through it, despite how tough it was, because
Yeah.
it was exactly where I needed to be. So I'm not nervous. I'm excited, sure, but no, like if I hit roadblocks or challenges or hit big losses, I'm still going to be in the hobby full time for the rest of my life. Like
Yeah.
that's basically yeah, the way it is.
Okay, so how does this all lead? Because we won't talk to you again until after the expo, which is crazy. I mean, it's
Oh my
coming
god, I
so
can't believe it.
fast. And
Yeah.
how now? Normally, you're at the Slab Sharks booth. Are you still going to be at the Slab Sharks booth? Is there going to be a Hobby Hub booth? Like, what does the expo plan look like for you?
We'll figure that out. Like for now, the Slab Sharks booth, I'm still going to set up there. A lot of
Hmm.
people, especially in Toronto. So the thing is with Hobby Hub is, other than buying from us, you know, grading services and Slab Shark submissions, they're
It's kind
across
of a
Canada,
kind
right?
of a local business in that regard.
Exactly. So it's
Hmm.
very local in that regard. So I'm still going to be at the Slab Sharks booth selling a few of my cards at their booth. I'm very, very appreciative that they allow me to set up at the
Yeah.
booth. Maybe down the line, when, but still in Toronto, we're not going to be taking Slab Sharks submissions and PSA submissions in Toronto when Slab Sharks and PSA and tag are there directly, right? So we really have to be cognizant that
It's a little
when
muddled from that perspective, right?
exactly. So outside of New Brunswick, it's really just buy sell trade for us,
Hmm.
and the buy sell trade for us isn't big enough to justify getting our own booths yet. But
Sure.
I'm sure we'll get there one day. But right now, we want to focus on the services side because that's the best way to generate money without risking money.
Yeah.
And the thing is too, we have like 100 and some cards being graded at PSA right now. We sent them in January. Usually when we send for January, they're ready for the expo. But it seems like they're backed up quite a bit because it's saying
Really.
end of May is when we should expect it. So I don't know. Like I
That kind
might
of
not
hurts,
have
huh?
many cards to sell, so I might go just to buy. I'll see. Well, I'll figure it out. It's pretty late to figure things out, but I kind of need to pivot now that we know we're not getting those PSA cards. So, am I going to bring a
Would
lot of cards? Probably
Could
not,
you
but
be in
I
buying
will want to
mode a
buy.
little bit then, do
Yeah,
you think? Or yeah.
absolutely. Buying for the site, buying to grade and yeah, like
Mhm.
we'll definitely be in buying mode.
Are you surprised that the PSA is delayed? So is this a new development, or had it been trending this way prior to your latest submission?
No, my latest submission, I want to say maybe took 2 months, and then this one's going, might take close to five. And I'm
Oh.
seeing on Instagram, yeah, I'm seeing on Instagram a lot of people. I've noticed, even Jeff Wilson mentioned that his January submission is backed up until May. So a lot of influencers and social media presence
Mhm.
are mentioning it as well. I'm a little surprised because the border has been shut down in terms of like submitting from Canada. You can't submit directly anymore if you're in Canada. So that paused a lot of submissions, but it also like you can only submit through an authorized dealer, and a lot of
Yeah.
people would submit directly. So you think there'd be less traffic. I can't say, and PSA they're quite discreet. So
Yeah, of course.
yeah, I'm not entirely sure what's going on, but yeah,
And these were cards that you were banking on being able to take to the expo and
yes,
turn
yeah,
around. Now, have you seen the grades yet, or is that part still a
not even.
mystery?
Oh yeah, it's still a mystery.
Hmm.
We're hoping, obviously, we're hoping for good grades, but it's a mystery.
Okay, so you pivot. Are you? Is that a strategy you're working on now, or like what are? Because that I'm sure throws a pretty big wrench into your plans.
Yeah, it does. Like, I'm probably only going to bring, I don't know, maybe a dozen cards that are liquid, but I'll be setting up to buy as well.
Yeah.
So we'll see. I might not be at the booth for 4 days. I might be at the booth for 2 days and maybe walk the floor for 2 days. I've only ever walked the floor of the expo once, and I really enjoyed it. So we'll see. Yeah,
Well, that
we should
help you on the
really,
buying side, right? Is that you could go to find a dealer and maybe try to do a bulk deal or
right,
something like that. That you wouldn't have the
exactly.
opportunity to do that if you were stationary at your booth.
Yes, exactly. Opportunities do come to you when you're setting up at a booth, but you can go find opportunity on the floor as well. And having the rapport I have with other vendors, yeah, I very, especially on a Sunday. Like if I go on a Sunday and you know they're happy with what they've sold, but they still have stock left. If it's stock that we think we can move well on the site, I'll definitely try to make an offer.
Mhm. So you said that the traffic at the last show you were at is pretty good. You still feeling like pulse check on the hobby that it's cooking right now?
Oh yeah, like, and even like the singles prices, I don't know if it's terrace related or not, but like if you look at like Kill McCarr and like Quinn Hughes Young Gun PSA 10s, they're up by like 15-20% from the beginning of the year. So people are still buying, despite the economic uncertainty. The shows are still very packed. I think people just love grading cards a lot. So there's still a lot of that going on. And the fact that you can't submit to PSA directly, the whole Terra thing is, it can be scary in terms of,
Sure.
yeah, financial aspect, especially when you're starting a business. But the silver lining, especially for us, is that no one can submit directly to PSA anymore, and a lot of people who submitted to us were people that used to submit directly. So we're getting that influx of business as well. So it's quite exciting.
Any like wins and losses lately on specific deals that you've been doing that you can report?
Yeah, quite. Yes, some losses while we were waiting for the cards to come back from PSA. We ended up finding a dealer that said, "Look, we'll give you a great deal on if you're a repeat customer, we'll give you a great deal on stock." And we've been buying at, I want to say, like 84% comps,
Yep.
but I say that the hobby health is good, but it was volatile like from January up until March, and we started buying from them, I want to say, like early February. So we bought like 3 or 4 batches from them, and they were all 5-figure purchases. And there were a lot of BGS 95s that we sent and sent for grading to crack and grade.
Yeah.
We're waiting to see what they're going to come back as, but so far everything, like most of what we've either moved at a loss or at break even, just to, like,
Hmm.
if we had to stay relevant to the market. So yeah, it's
Any specific cards that you were confident would sell for more that didn't or anything like that?
well, there is one, but it didn't get paid, so
Oh,
it's up for auction again. We do, like, I don't want to mention what card it is, just but look, once it's sold, maybe I'll
okay.
mention it. Uh, but so there is that. It did sell for quite a lot less than we bought it for. I want to say like $3,000 less. So
Ooh.
that was a big oof. Yeah. Yeah, like, so I'm excited to say, like, the business is going well, the services side is going well, but in terms of like losses with buying and selling, they've been pretty, this has been pretty
I
bad.
I don't know the I've never been in your world, but Is buying at 83, 84%, is that just not enough cushion?
I think I'm starting to realize that it isn't like, especially if it takes, 3-4 days for the cards to show up. You price
Yeah.
everything. Oh, you might have a week and a half between the time they show up and your next show. And I'm the kind of guy that, like, if I don't sell something at like 2-3 shows in a row, it's going for auction at Slab Sharks. And whether it's a winner or a
Mhm.
loss, I'm going to get fair market value for it. But the fair market value, especially, like, we did buy a few Ovechkins. I was worried of buying Ovechkin cards because
Yeah.
I wasn't convinced that when he broke the record, he was going to explode. But I did try, to time the market a little bit on that. But that's basically where most of our losses are Ovechkin cards. But I mean, it was a risk that we knew we were taking, and it hasn't really paid out. But with that said, we have a lot of cards at PSA that we feel will grade very well, and they're, guys like Matthews, McDavid, Crosby, Makar. So it really depends on what the grades will be. But the things that we bought to flip, the flip, the flips have not worked out the greatest so far.
Mhm.
The wins were outweighed by the losses. So I think we're basically at break even, but we did put in a lot of work. So, basically working for nothing.
Yeah, you're working at a loss from once
Right.
you factor in the I think the OV market is gonna be pretty volatile, right? I mean, you're gonna see we've seen huge sales on some cards, but
Yes.
it doesn't mean that, and maybe that's a good point to make, that not every single OV card is gonna be a winner. It doesn't work that way, and so you can't just expect anything OV, it has to be the right card and right situation. And then I think
Yep.
too, and you can comment on this too, but when you start to get into 4 or 5 figure and above cards, so many things you have to have the right people to see them
Yep.
at the right time. It's
I agree.
just because the buyer pool is so limited that if it's a Jack Hughes Young Guns, there's always a handful of people willing to spend a couple $100 on that, right?
Yeah. Yeah. 100%. Yeah, I completely agree. And I've noticed too, someone in the Facebook groups, I look at the Facebook groups for deals all the time. Someone was like, never use Golden. I submitted my high end OVs to them, and I didn't get even close to what I should have gotten. And I remember, well, he showed what he submitted, but I'm seeing a lot of high end being flooded, like a
Yeah.
lot of OVs being flooded, like, in the market in general right now. And
Hmm.
I thought the flood would come after he broke the record, but it's really right before. So, clearly, the market's always impossible to time. We are in economic uncertainty, so someone dropping 5 figures on a high end card, like,
Yeah.
might be an odd time to do that. So yeah, I completely agree.
We
But
asked
his low
Chat.
end stuff has gone up quite a bit.
Yeah. We've asked ChatGPT and Grok, and both of them said within 2 to 3 goals of setting the record, the market will peak.
You
And the
think so?
reason they gave, which made kind of sense to me, was that that's when the media hype will be at its highest.
Right. So I think it peaked in 2022. I remember his PSA
Oh
10
yeah.
Young Guns Canadian was at 10
Hmm.
to 11K. When the media started buzzing about him potentially
Hmm.
breaking the record, the hobby market in general was, in terms of, at least financially, was much higher. People were being a lot more reckless with money because a lot of money had been printed. Uh, so 10 to 11K. I don't think it'll ever reach that again. Well, I mean, not in the
Probably
next
not.
3-4 years, at least.
Hmm.
Yeah.
One of the things that Phil and I have been talking about is kind of the whole like they zig, you zag sort of philosophy. And one of the things that's been really interesting this year is the gulf in values now between Crosby and Ovechkin. And Sidney
Yep.
Crosby still, so it's like maybe while all the flowers are being thrown at Ovi, maybe the smart player to buy, if you're a collector that's willing to hold for the little bit longer term, is maybe Crosby right now.
I I've been saying that since 2022. I remember when Ovi was 10, 11K and Crosby was maybe 4, and
Mhm.
which is what he's at now. So, like, look how far
Yeah.
down Ovi's gone. I remember telling my current business partner back then, I was like, man, people should be stocking up on Crosby once he breaks those records. And he's like, what records? I was like, he's gonna break some records in the next few years. And sure enough, he broke Gretzky's records for most points per game.
20 consecutive seasons at least a point per game average.
Right.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Yeah. And I was like, there are records out there that aren't being showed that are going to be broken. And that was a perfect example. And, with all the accolades he has, I agree. I talked to OG hobbyists and they're like, back in the day, 10 years ago, an OV Young Guns was $50 and Crosby was 100. Like he was double. But then obviously with the COVID explosion and with the goal hype, things kind of flipped. But I think it might flip again. Like I wouldn't be surprised if Crosby is a $6,500 Young Gun as a PSA 10 in Canadian in the next maybe 2-3 years.
Mm-hmm. Are you expecting like Mitchkov and Celebrini, from what you're seeing from buyers and people at shows, to continue to be hot through the spring?
They've come down. Well, Mishkov has come down. Canadian, at least. I'm always talking Canadian dollars, and I apologize for your US listeners and to you. I think when he came out, Mishkov was like 140, 150, and now he's about 80. So
but that always happens, though. I mean, that's
yes, I agree. Yeah. So I think.
Have you seen him since Torts got fired? He's got like 10 points in 3 games.
Oh man, he's so good. He's so good. Yeah. Even yesterday, like I just watched the highlights of his first play was unbelievable. I'm really impressed. I haven't watched Celebrini much, so I can't.
Well, it's hard. I mean, you're way on the East Coast in the middle of an ocean and fog in a made up place, and he's in California.
So when he starts playing, it's 11:30 my time. Like when San Jose
plays
crazy. Their game. Yeah, it is. It is crazy. So I'm not staying up till 2:30 to watch a potential phenom play. So with that said, I do watch highlights here and there, and I think he's got great talent. But to answer your question, I think like probably where they're at now, well, especially Mishkov, he's about an $80 Young Guns. I think he's probably going to stay in that range within 10-15% for the rest of the spring and summer. I wouldn't be surprised.
Well, I wonder if the PSA thing is really going to affect, because I noticed that there's not, like, I think I was looking at Mitchkov specifically. There's no PSA 10 sales, and I'm like, oh, that's weird. We're like 3-4 weeks past the release of Series 2, and maybe now none of them have come back yet. And so
right. We did get the last show. I did buy 2 Celebrinis at a good price, and they looked pretty good. We're like, okay, this could be a coin toss, maybe a 40% chance at a PSA 10. But it's like, do we want to submit it, wait 5 months, and the market might be completely different in 5 months? I think a good play, is submitting regular, which is a 20-day turnaround, 20 to 30-day turnaround, might be a good play for like in this specific kind of ecosystem
to maximize that early hype, right?
Exactly. These are the circumstances. There are, in any tough or tight circumstance, there's always opportunities. And I think, don't try this and expect to make a huge return. And like on my advice, but if people do have, like, if I had some mint Mishkovs and Celebrinis right now that I think have a really strong chances at getting a 10, I'd probably submit them at the $100 Canadian, 20-day turnaround service.
Or would you try so you think that's smarter than trying like Tag or SGC or something like that?
Good point. Very good point. Yeah, maybe like SGC 10s or Tag 10s. Obviously, if you get them quickly, Tag's getting a lot of TCG submissions, and I'm hearing chatter like there's they're still quite good in terms of turnaround time, but it's not as good as it was. But for a grading company, that's always a good problem for them to have, because it means that they're at capacity or above capacity. So that should be a good indicator of the hobby health. And I think especially the grading space is definitely in a healthy space.
Yeah. You excited for the expo?
Quite excited. I'm excited to hang out.
Yeah,
I'm
Chateau.
excited that, yeah, for sure. And I'm excited that, I'm excited to buy, and I'm excited to see everyone. I'm a little nervous on picking exactly what my approach is going to be this time, because yeah, I do need to make some business moves, but other than that little worry, there's a lot of excitement. I can't wait to see a lot of people and hang out and talk cards and rip wax and
Oh yeah,
joke,
should be
and
fun,
yeah,
man. All right. Well, congratulations on Hobby Hub. It's
thank you so much.
hobbyhubinc.com for anyone that wants to look at. You guys have cards available. You're going to extend the time.
Yes.
Anyone who um, has a magic broom or somehow flies through space-time continuum to the fairy tale world that is Moncton, Hogwarts of Eastern Canada,
Yeah.
you can contact Sylvain, see him at a local show, get your cards uh, inspected and a good
Yep.
grading opinion on them, and maybe save yourself a bunch of money by
Mhm.
sending the wrong cards in, or you can submit cards to grading. Lots of options there. So congratulations. Very, very
Thank you very
exciting.
much, Josh.
And can't wait to see you in a couple weeks, man.
Can't wait to see you too, man. We'll talk soon, Josh.
All right. Bye-bye.
All right. See ya.
Okay, we're back. I think I'm the only one that was there. And none of you local, well, Perchy didn't have the chance, but I think Babalouie and Bill were too busy. So I'll just do a wrap up by myself. So Josh, what did you think about Sylvain's information? Well, I thought it was very insightful, as a matter of fact. And, I really appreciated his honesty. And no, he just kind of went through the Hobby Hub launch, which we're very excited and want to congratulate him again for that. And then, the biggest thing that he shared, which was kind of a bummer, and I think I told you this before we started recording, Phil, that he had sent most of his expo inventory to PSA in January, expecting no problems, and then only to find out that it's not coming back from PSA until the end of May. So he has to go into Plan B mode, or he said over 100 cards or something like that,
Holy
or
smoke.
in PSA jail. So I don't know if they're getting so many cards again or what the slowdown is because, but
I've been
but
waiting. I've been waiting as well. I submitted mine
really,
in January. Yeah. Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah. Yep. I
Hmm,
got 10 cards out total. I'm not much in
okay,
it. I'm just doing some PC stuff just so it's
yeah,
I mean, I believe in top loaders and one touch. I believe in all that, but these certain cards I just want
oh,
slabbed
I
up.
got you.
Yep.
Might be doing some grading soon too. Okay,
Oh, nice.
so we'll look forward to talking to Savan again in a month or so. Get his recap of the expo. He'll be at the Chateau with us, so I can't
Mm.
wait to catch up with him there. Going to move on now to new product releases, which is brought to you by our friends and partners at Mint Inc. This Saturday, coming up, April 5th, is the big National Hockey Card Day event at Mint Inc. You can still reserve a spot for free at mintinc.ca to participate. On Saturday, meet Maple Leafs legend Wendell Clark. That's pretty awesome. The event runs from 10 a.m. till 7 p.m. There'll be door prizes, pizza from Pizzaville. I've never had Pizzaville. Is that good, Phil?
It's a Toronto thing.
Okay.
Mm.
All right. We might have to get it in Toronto then. Check it out.
Nah.
And then
I don't know. I've never had it. It might be good.
What is your favorite pizza?
No, I for
that's what they
Domino's is
serve at the
my
expo.
Domino's is my favorite fast
Really?
food pizza, and in Ottawa we
Okay.
have any mom and pop pizza, thick
Okay.
bread is good for me. Yeah, for good dining gourmet pizza.
All right, Perchy, what's your favorite fast food pizza?
Hungry Howie's in Jets.
Oh, that seems
Jets is
local.
dominant.
Okay.
You don't have Jets?
No,
No.
Oh, bro. Holy smokes. It's like a Detroit style deep dish.
oh, okay,
Oh.
It's so good.
really.
What is
I've
Detroit
hungry-
deep dish? I don't know what that means.
Like true deep dish is square pizza with sauce on top. That's not
Yeah.
really what Jets is. It's more of a square pizza, but that's the best way to describe it. But yeah, Detroit style is, all your toppings are on there, but then the sauce goes on top of the pizza. It's pretty interesting.
Do you eat it with the knife and fork?
No.
Oh, so it's a good date place to go to. Good.
Yeah, absolutely.
Louis, what's your favorite?
Is there a Chicago Detroit deep dish fight?
No, that's Chicago pizza's gross.
Yeah, I've heard. Yeah, like they love their
Yeah.
pizza.
Like
but
Giordano's. That's like the
Yeah.
big deep dish
Mm.
there.
I've-
Louis,
I've
what's your
had it.
favorite fast food
Uh,
pizza?
I like Casetas.
Yeah, that's a local. By
Oh,
right by
okay.
the Excel
Okay.
Energy Center, Minnesota Wild.
I don't know.
Very, very good.
Never heard of it.
Okay, so yeah, National Hockey Card Day at Mint Inc. Going to be probably an awesome day. Wish we could be there. They'll have the Upper Deck National Hockey Card Day packs there too. And Mint Inc. is really the perfect spot for these types of events because in the new Vaughan flagship location, they basically designed it just for this sort of stuff. Not only can you get the new latest releases, hobby boxes, tons of singles, supplies, submit your cards for consignment or grading, memorabilia, Pokemon for Phil because he's a big kid, and lots of other collectibles. Now, if you're not in the Toronto area, you're probably feeling pretty bummed, like all of us, right?
Oh boy,
But
here we go.
maybe a little depressed that you have to miss what the Mint Inc. experience. The thing is, if you are anywhere in Canada, you have access to their full suite of products and services 24/7, 365 at mintinc.ca. In fact, they are authorized to ship any new hockey products to anywhere in Canada, really. And speaking of this, Perchy, Louis,
Mhm.
there's this guy. He wears crazy meat pants. Likes to yell at people at stop signs. This is Phil. He's
Fair
on
enough.
completely on the blue, right? Yeah, like 3 days ago, messages me on Instagram looking for advice. He's got this new girlfriend he really likes, all gaga over her and everything. Yeah, that guy. Well, apparently they've hit a little bit of a snag in their relationship. Now, nothing major, I hope, right? They're cute. We like them together. But apparently at dinner the other night, she confronts him that he's never taken her to Climax. in
Oh, for
Saskatchewan.
God's sakes, man!
Climax, Saskatchewan. And he also confided to me he's never been able to bring any of his girlfriends to Climax. I think his exact quote was, despite trying really hard, I've
Not to
never been
laugh.
able to bring a girl to Climax.
You guys are the married guys for years and years, and yeah, that's fine. You can project all you want. Go ahead.
I have
man.
5 kids. Do you need some advice, Phil?
No,
Yeah.
yeah, that's fine.
Well, yeah, maybe he
It's
should have
really
reached
fun.
out to you too.
Yeah.
So, but back to his current girlfriend, right? It's been months since she's been able to get to Climax, and she's feeling a little anxious about it. Well, Phil, like I've said, he really wants to bring her to Climax, get her there, but he's scared because he doesn't know if there's a card shop at Climax. But when I reminded him, of course, well, Phil, Mint Inc. can ship new hockey releases anywhere in Canada, and that if he's brave, he can absolutely take his lady to Climax and still be able to enjoy the hobby.
No, finish the bit, buddy. Let's go. Come on. I'm telling Jenny that she doesn't know you're doing this, and you're going to be a big poo-poo.
Well, needless to say, you could literally see the relief through Instagram, and I think he thought he was going to lose her. Now, will he get the job done? Will he actually bring her to Climax? We don't know, but what we do know is you can order
He'll
your
give us
hobby
cards.
boxes anywhere in Canada at minting.ca.
Thanks, Josh.
Thank God for minting.
Thank God.
Unbelievable.
for Mint Inc.
Unbelievable. All right. Thanks,
When
Johnny.
you just really
Thanks,
need
Josh.
to take your girl to Climax, Mint Inc. is there.
Let's go.
I wonder how close that is to Saskatoon.
Not close.
How would you know?
It's not close. Look it up on a map. I've been to Climax many times. I have references with instructions.
Cousins don't count, Phil.
All right.
Okay.
I am Greek. This is
Okay. Well, we do have a hockey release coming out. I don't know. Tim Hortons, Phil?
What?
Tim Hortons?
You're doing it, Tim Hortons? Really? Well, I guess so.
Well,
You guys
it's
love
kind
it.
of listen. I think Americans get a lot more excited about it than
Yes.
than maybe
I
because you guys are so
100%
used to in
agree.
Canada. You're so spoiled
Yes.
with hockey cards, right? Yeah. So on April 14th, Rookie Retrospective is the latest Tim Hortons release. Will be at the donut and coffee shops all across the country. The checklist is up on hockeychecklist.com. So be sure to check that out. Now, the theme of the set is to spotlight both current NHL stars, legends, and PWHL players by highlighting their careers from the rookie season to their current team. The weird thing about you get a lot of information from Upper Deck, and it's all around like these base cards, like the rookie retrospectives, where it'll have like if who's a good example, like Stamkos, right? It has, I think, a picture of him on the Tampa Bay, and then shows how his career's evolved to Nashville. And I'm using all this conjecture because the only card they didn't send an example of was the retrospective rookie card. So we kind of have to guess. That's not great, right?
That's very anticlimactic.
Yeah, but there are inserts we can look at. So there's that. Now, Phil, you got to tell me, are any of these going to make you drop everything you're doing, run out to Tim Hortons on April 14th, and buy yourself a whole bunch of copy and packs of hockey cards? So there's Initial Strides, just another like picture of the rookie season. Excited, Phil?
Well, April 14th is my dog's birthday.
Well, maybe your dog. We'll
go get her a Timbit. Get her a Timbit and get Daddy some chocolate dips.
My little baby turns 18 that day.
Aw, your dog's birthday is this? Or wait, your son's birthday is this? Your daughter's birthday?
Daughter.
Your daughter's birthday is the same as my
dog's birthday.
Yeah, my little pup.
The next one is In the Books, which marks the date each player scored their first NHL or PWHL goal. Looks like a Billy card, right?
That's a Billy card.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a Billy card.
Yeah.
Celebrated Prodigies these are 1 in 6 pack odds. A little Stevie Y.
All right.
Can we get those back?
Yeah, the Campbell and the Whales. Yeah, man. Oh,
yeah.
So nice.
The best. Look at the Breezers too. You guys, weird people caught hockey pants. But
those are pants.
Those are Breezers. Pants go down to your feet, dummy.
Nope.
Yeah. What do you call shorts then?
Is that what you guys call them? Is breezers?
Of course.
Huh. And they think they're right because south of the
Those are-
border.
We're from
We're from America. We're always right, right? Phil?
You say you're God's chosen people? Oh my God!
Yeah.
I love it. I love the confidence. It's great. We're all nervous up here, and you guys are all like, ah.
It has nothing to do with confidence, just facts, bro.
All right. Let's go back to Stevie Y here.
The next one is Take a Bow, which is 1 in 8 packs. Kind of like these ones, right? Maybe they're foily or something like that.
Yeah, if they're foily, that'd be all right.
Then kind of the two rare ones or rare-ish ones are Starting Success, 1 in 24 packs. Much success. Shane Doan in the Jets uniform. And then at 1 in 100 packs, you have Dynamic Debuts. Now, there's only 5 players on the checklist. So Taylor Heisey in the Minnesota Frost, Mario Lemieux, Alex Ovechkin, Sidney Crosby, and Igor Shesterkin. Seems a little random.
All right.
Okay. Now there's a few autos you can get, all are redemptions. So debut autos have 1 in 7,200 pack odds. Only rookie auto, or only rookie in the set is there's 1 Macklin Celebrini auto. There is a Brady Tkachuk though, Phil. Are you going to buy 7,200 packs to try to get one?
I always end up buying hundreds of these packs for you jabronis every time I leave the Chateau Gong Show. You're like, oh, if you're passing to Tim Hortons, can you give me some packs of cards?
Never has offering to buy someone a coffee been so expensive, has it?
Yeah, it's the last time I'm doing that.
I'll take a coffee with a side of cream and 70 Timmy packs, please. Okay, then then there's a redemption there's a couple redemptions for Crosby and McKinnon auto. That's debut season auto. A little tough on these ones. The Crosby is 1 in 57,408 pack odds, and the McKinnon is just 1 in 172,224 pack.
Wow.
You'd think the odds would be the other way on that.
Yeah, you kind of would.
Yeah.
And then finally, there's a couple of there's always like prize cards in these packs where you can get like a donut or coffee. I think the grand prize or one of the grand prizes is a signed rookie jersey. That's framed. You could get Crosby, Lemieux, Nick Suzuki, Bedsy, Connor Bedard, or the Rat, Brad Marchand.
Yeah, let me tell you something about those frames. That frame is probably like $1,500. It's probably half the price of the product. I bought a sheet of uncut cards and I went to go get it framed, and the guy's like, "Oh, it's gonna have to be custom." So okay, the cheapest was $1,100. The cheapest.
Jeez.
Yeah.
You better believe it is.
Wow.
Make
Yeah,
money, get into
crazy.
framing.
Yeah,
Nuts.
there you go.
Sit in my garage now, and it folded in half. Big waste of money that is.
There are odds on
I-
this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The odds on that. Tough.
I mean, you're gonna pull more free coffees and donuts than any of those autos or this frame jersey.
Oh yeah. So I can try to find it quick here. There might have been odds on the jerseys. Hold on 1 sec. 1 in 430,560 packs.
Jeez.
Is that good? I don't know.
So
Okay.
you're saying there's a chance.
You're saying there's a chance. So that's your.
That's insane.
Do any hobbyists in Canada care about Tim Hortons?
No.
Phil?
No.
I
So
do.
who buys these then? Just
Oh well,
Americans?
Perchy does.
Only because we can't get them here.
Yeah.
It's an anomaly for us. So when we get these packs, it's pretty
Yeah.
it's pretty exciting for us.
But you're
Will you ever
Canadian.
just
I
cross the
know.
border to buy them?
Yeah, I went last year and
Nice.
I bought quite a few packs. I had a friend send them to me one year too, so
Sweet. Well, there you
nice little
go.
hookup.
That's our new product releases.
Okay.
And then we're going to move on from there to hobby tiers. So I think, Louis, you already mentioned, right, that we had a
Whoa.
mailbag question
Mhm.
asking us what our thoughts would be on tiers. And so I thought we'd start that exercise today. I had to think a lot about this because really didn't have any idea how to do it.
I think Wayne needed some sunscreen.
Okay.
He did him dirty beside Casper McDavid. Woo.
Mhm.
Well, okay, so I just want to go through my thought process first, and we're gonna do the first tier today and kind of milk it a little bit. So the first big decision in doing a hobby, yes, Phil, thank you, was to whether you do one group or like do you do active players and then a different group of retired players. And I thought, no, that's overcomplicating it. Let's look at the whole the hobby as a whole and try to put like tiers 1 through 5 or whatever it ends up being. And we'll start with number 1. Now, which represents, of course, like the alpha, the omega, the best of the best in the hobby. Then you have to go down to like, well, what's the criteria for doing this? And this is where I got all twisted up in knots. I was walking little puppy Kobe trying to figure this out. And because how do you separate the biggest players and chases in the hobby from all the rest? And of course, there's lots of ways you could do it. A lot of times we look at like volume of sales or, try to factor in, well, where do they, not just the hobby, where do they fit in like the hockey pantheon as well? I thought, well, maybe it's number of sales over like $1,000 or something like that, which are all factors that are good and can be considered. But then it hit me. And I think each tier is going to have a different criteria, by the way. And I thought, well, what's the one thing in the hobby that really separates players, like the top guys, from the rest? Like, what's the most elusive sort of achievement, if you want to call it that? And so I settled on the key factor for the top tier of the hobby is the likelihood or capacity of that player's cards to sell for 6 figures or more. Because that's like, that doesn't happen a lot. And it happens like every day
Good.
in football and baseball and basketball. But, it's months go by before we have a 6-figure hockey sale. And so when we look at this first tier, that's kind of the core, I guess, criteria that I used. What do you think about that? Do you guys agree that
I
that's
like
sort
it.
of a good
Yeah,
way to
it's
look
good.
at it?
That's
Sure.
a good way.
Okay.
You don't necessarily need a cup though to make tier 1, huh?
I thought that's what you were gonna say.
Yeah, I
like,
did
You
too.
need a cup, but then I saw
No.
like, Jesus.
No.
No, you're doing something
Because
different.
it hasn't hurt his hobby standing.
No,
the fact
I'm
he
just
doesn't have a
asking.
cup. Yeah. No, it's a good question.
Something to chew
Glad
on.
you asked. Glad you asked it. No, chew on it. all
Louis, are
night.
you asking that because we always say you need to win a cup and you disagree?
You guys always say that, yes.
Yes. But I think it's a different conversation.
Oh, passive aggressive questions. Here we go. Love
Yeah, yeah, I can smell it.
it.
Mm-hmm.
What is no? Don't smell that too hard. Okay, so there's 6 players actually in the first tier. The first one is going to be a giant shock and surprise to everyone. It is Wayne Gretzky, and honestly, I mean, I think like the only level of discussion that you could make about Wayne in hobby terms is should he be in a tier all of his own,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Because
seriously.
not only does his cards regularly eclipse 6 figures, especially as I mean, almost every time is a PSA 9 of his O-Pee-Chee rookie sells, it's more than $100,000. But he's the only hockey player to where his cards have ever hit 7 figures and over $1 million, which has been 3 sales. In
Not only
total,
that, look at the thing we just did earlier on
sure.
the top sales. 7,000 cards in the last month.
Mhm.
That's
Mhm.
crazy.
You know,
Mhm.
he's been gone for how long, and he's still, you know, we're just still purchasing cards left and right.
Yeah.
You're right. He's the king. In total, I thought this was interesting. Per card letter sales history, which is only public sales, of course, 57 Gretzky cards have sold to date for more than 100,000 US dollars.
Oh,
Wow.
5.7 million. That's crazy. That's nuts.
Yeah, and that range is from 100 grand to 3.75 million. So,
Wow.
not much else to say. Biggest no-brainer. Wayne Gretzky makes tier 1 of our hobby tiers.
Wayne.
Wayne. Number 2, Connie McDavid is probably, I think he's already proven to be the second most bankable hobby star at the very high end of the market. Not only have 15 McDavid cards sold for more than 100K, but actually, what's impressive to me about that is of those 15 sales, 6 are different cards, right? There's 6 unique cards that have sold for more than 6 figures. His Cup RPA out of 99, his Exquisite RPA out of 97. He had I think Karn, right, bought the 2015 Ultimate NHL Shield Auto 101. A Young Guns High Gloss has sold for more than 100,000. His 2020 Retro Gold PMG, and then most recently we had a limited logos RPA out of 50 sell for 100 grand. And you know, I guess other factors would be of any active player, and when a set comes out, looking at beyond who the rookies in that set are, he's the premier chase, right? He's the top guy. So we all on board so far.
Very good. I think you're doing a great job.
Yep.
Thanks, man. All right, well, let's quit while I'm ahead. Number 3, Gordie Howe. Now, with vintage guys, it's a little tougher to strictly use that 100K threshold because there weren't as many cool or top tier cards produced, right? But besides their rookie, I mean, all their playing days cards are basically base cards.
Yeah.
And so you get beyond the rookie, then it's like, well, what base is going to be worth a lot of money? But it would be weird to leave Mr. Hockey off the tier 1 hobby players. And he does have a couple sales. He has a sale over 200,000, right? When you look at his 1951 Parkhurst rookie, where I think the top sale is something like 205,000 for PSA 8.5 in 2021.
Wow.
Now, as far as like what other cards could eventually, or in the right circumstance, maybe get above 100,000, I'm sure there's a few options. Like if there was a PSA 10, I'm not saying there is, or a 9, maybe even the 1954 Tops. That is the first Tops hockey set. That is a very valuable card. Or like Leslie Snipes has those ridiculous. Are they the 05 limited logos or 06 or something?
He has them all. He has them all.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
wow.
I mean, they're massive game used patches and on card autos.
Wesley Snipes, Passenger 57.
Yeah, great movie. Great movie.
So maybe those cards could get over 100K. Do you guys agree with Gordie Howe?
Yeah. I think you said it best. It'd be silly not to have him on there.
Mm-hmm. And then the next one would be Bobby Orr. He's the only other vintage player I put in the first tier. Cale Makar's muse, Bobby Orr. Big gap here. One of the things I thought of with Orr is like if you think of like we talked about how Wayne could be in a tier of his own because there's just such a big gap between him and everyone else. if you isolate the defensive position, I think there's a similar gap between Bobby Orr. I mean, Bobby Orr is it's the goat of goats. It's nobody's going to have a serious conversation that he's not the greatest defenseman of all time, and so I think that strengthens his case. And then the other thing too, when you look at especially his rookie, the 1966 Topps or the Topps USA Test, it might be the second most valuable card in the hobby. Right. And just looking at sales, where the 5 times the card is sold for more than 100K, a BVG 10 pristine, which I sent the picture to Louis, is sold for 276,000 in February of 2021.
Wow.
This card is so perfect. Like the thought I was staring at this today. If you saw this card raw, there's no way you would think it's authentic.
No, you think it's
Right.
fake. Yeah.
No,
It's
yeah.
so fake. That's so fake, bro. Yeah, just post it on the Bobby Orr rookie card on Facebook. You're dead. You're
I
mincemeat.
mean, look how it's wild that card is that nice.
It's great. Bobby Orr's career is so I'm pretty good on this. I think I'm accurate. 9 years he played almost full seasons. Then in three years, he didn't play one of those years, but a combined of 35 games only.
Yeah.
So we're talking about a guy who basically played 9 full years in the NHL. And look at the what he carved out. Just oh my God. It just had 5 more years of full play. Would Wayne Gretzky be Wayne Gretzky? Obviously, Wayne Gretzky would be Wayne Gretzky. I'm saying, would they both be in that top tier? And then tier 2 would be everybody else? 9 seasons, man. That's all he played, full NHL years. It's crazy.
It's crazy when you think about that. Yeah, 100%. I see these cards at the card show all the time.
The fake
And
I
low
want
grades.
to own one.
And low grades. No, very, very low
That's
grades.
card. That's for dang sure. If you were to make a hobby case against Orr being in the tier 1, maybe it would be beyond this card. I don't know if there's another Orr card that anytime soon would fetch over 100 grand.
I think Orr's should be less. I'm going to get in poo-poo for this, but I would put Orr a little bit ahead of Howe in this.
Oh, really? Okay.
A little bit. Yeah.
Well, this card is more valuable than the Howe rookie, but by a little bit. I mean, it would depend on the grade and who
Yeah,
knows?
1A, 1B kind of thing, but I'd put my Bobby Orr as 1A.
Okay, so now we have Gretzky, McDavid, Howe, and Orr. And then the 5th player that I chose was Ovi Ovechkin. I think 18 months ago, I think he would have been in tier 2. I was thinking about that today.
Oh, for sure. For sure. Yeah.
But as he inches closer and closer now to the all-time goal record, and his market is in fuego, heating up, I think you can safely say it makes sense for him to be in the top tier. Now, to date, there's been 3 public sales of Ovechkin cards that have sold for more than 100K. 2 of those were his Cup RPA at a 99. There was a 2007 The Cup dual shield card with Patrick Kane that also sold for over in the 6-figure mark. And honestly, it's like, I think if he breaks it this year, in the next month or 2, we're going to see maybe 2 or 3 more. I don't know if it'll be like a high gloss that gets him there, or some shield 101 that pops up, or his gold PMG. Because like that was, again, these are public sales. Like there was rumors at the expo a few years ago that his PMG gold sold for like some stupid number there. Like
at the expo?
Well into the 6 figures. So.
No kidding. Who brings that cash? I'll e-transfer you.
Okay. And then lastly, but not leastly, the final top tier player, I put a Sidney Crosby.
Oh, I didn't think you were.
Oh yeah, he has a couple sales already over 100K, and I think his legacy, like I think we're on the same page. Like this is, while everyone's focused on Ovi, maybe the buy right now is Crosby. He's squeaky clean image. He's consistent. I mean, the model of consistency. Not only has he won at the NHL level, he's been huge for Canada at the international level, and so that's just everything lines up to him, to his legacy growing in the hobby beyond his playing days.
He's Tom Cruise of the NHL. Anything he touches is a win. Box office success, everything.
And both him and Ovi came up in an era of the hobby where you have shield, cards, and you have crazy 101s and big sets like the Cup where you can, and that goes back to the vintage guys, right? Where like Mike Bossy would be a perfect example, other than his rookie, right? And maybe like a
Mhm.
limited logos or something like that. There's just not much, nothing playing days that's gonna kind of create those iconic hobby cards where really it's OV and Crosby that started that. So that I put 6 in tier 1. And to me, the where I want to hear from you guys, you know, I can't imagine there's gonna be a lot of pushback on these guys, but I'm more interested if you guys think I left anyone off or if 6 is the right number.
I'll go. I love how you put OV and Crosby in because when they came into the league at the same time, they're ending their careers
Mhm.
around the same time, and they're completely different. And
Mhm.
20 years ago, who's better, Ovechkin, Crosby? No, Crosby's better than Ovechkin. Like you couldn't have the conversation without, you couldn't have a talk about hockey without that conversation coming up. 20 years later, they're both just as good in very different ways. I love it, man. They're
Mhm.
those we're very privileged to have been born and be decently adult minds and watch these guys have a 20-year career. And Josh, you said it very well as well. For hockey cards, we can get their young guns, we can get their shields,
Mhm.
we can get their PMGs. Gordy, we can't. Wayne, we can't. Well, we can, but it's not legit, you know. Bobby, we can't. So that goes a long way too. And then McDavid, I like how you just have to put that in there because he's
Mhm.
next level. And I like your 3 veteran picks. So I agree with your tier 1. I can't think of anyone else who we should put on there. Rocket Richard, no, not really. Tier 2, I hope.
Yeah,
Berkey,
yeah. I
what do
mean,
you think?
I mean, with the impact that when you look at these 6 players, if you really think not only in the hobby aspect, but just the impact they had on the game to get us excited for that, hobby aspect. I mean, these 6 do it. These
Yeah.
are the
Mhm.
top guys you think of every time, and not only collecting their cards, but the impact they actually had on the game for the sport we love. So no, I think it's a great top 6, and kind of like Phil said, I mean, you're getting some massive cards of OV and Sid that you've never seen before in the hobby in previous years. From pieces of stick to shields. You would get the little circle piece of cut stick, back in the early 2000s, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Before these guys came out.
Look
Now
at
you're getting
it.
I
Now
got
you
a
get
piece
whole-
of wood.
now you get shaft.
Yeah, you get a
Mhm.
piece of the shaft or the butt end, like some sets in the president set. So no, it's a great top 6.
What do you think, Louis? You're on mute, bud.
Nobody wants to hear me, anyways.
Mhm.
No, you did a good job. I'm glad
Huh.
that one
Yeah.
was good. Good luck the rest of the way here.
Well, it's gonna get more interesting when you get to
Yeah.
like tier 2 and 3 and 4, right? Because
Yeah,
I
like
think
what's
that's where
tier
the harder
4?
decision.
Like what who's on tier 4? Like Larry Murphy?
Oh, you better hope your boy
Mm,
Kachuk, he
yeah.
might be tier 12.
You put Brady Kachuk on tier 4, we're gonna have some problems. Okay.
Oh, I think he'd
Yeah.
be lucky if he's on tier 4.
Yeah,
Whatever.
yeah. I don't.
He's
Oh,
gonna be on tier
Phil.
Pinto.
Yes.
Well, I think once a week we'll go through, and
Okay.
it's a good Thursday show topic for us.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna end the show like we always do, with personal pickups, and we're gonna let our guest
Yeah.
Perchy.
Jeez.
We're gonna give him the great honor of going first, and so
Flood me
Perchy will
with-
share recent cards he bought, and Phil will tell him why they're stupid.
Yeah.
Okay.
Only if they are.
Perchy. Flooding me with cards here, bro.
I did, and I even have 2 pickups that I got actually today. So if I got
Nice.
bonus content, I will show it.
Oh, what?
This
Wow.
card's sick.
Holy moly, that card is
All right. So one thing about me, I never get into breaks. Okay. It's very rare that I will get into a break. And with the help of hockeychecklist.com, by the way,
I like this guy.
Like and
I was
subscribe.
please go check
Yeah.
out the shameless plug here for you guys. If you guys are looking to get in a break or definitely need to complete your set, please check out hockeychecklist.com because this will help you not only complete your set, but then better your odds into any upcoming set that you're going to jump in a break on, because it does break it down. You can easily search by player, by product, and this will help you gain a little bit of traction if you decide to get into a break, which is very costly, we all know. I got this pulled for me
Nice.
in the break. The top card was a 1/1 Gordie Howe. This card was like second to the bottom in the premiere. Just disgusting
Nice.
patch. 7 out of 20.
Yeah.
Love it. It's great PC edition for me. So very happy to have this. in the
Congratulations,
collection.
man. That's
Thank
a
you.
great card to get.
Thank you.
You know what I'm really admiring about Premiere is I think that with this set, Upper Deck does a fantastic job of using rainbow foil highlights.
Yes.
Like they use the perfect amount of
Yes.
rainbow foiling.
Yep. It's got the perfect balance on this card. It's a really nice looking card.
Chunky patch. Look at that chunky patch, Phil. You
Super
can-
chunky. I want to
you
bite
can
it.
Sniff that.
Sniffer.
Nah, it's a biter. I
Okay.
don't like sniffing a patch. No.
What do you say? It's part of his I always like to guess. I don't know if you guys are big into this, but I always like to guess where that patch is coming from. So either
Off a number.
either off a number or the C
Yeah,
of some
maybe.
sort. Yeah. I
Oh,
always
yeah,
like
that's
to
hard.
I'm not
kinda
good
guess
at that. I don't know. I couldn't tell.
I was just trying to guess the thickness of the white around the number. You got the black,
Yeah.
the
Mm.
white
Yeah.
trim.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
the heavy
yeah.
stitching there. Yeah.
I don't know. Boom.
All right. So Phil,
Hello.
I mean, this is right up your alley. Got the-
Manufacturer. What, the Parliament?
Just got the Parliament. It's got
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know your home city. No,
Yeah,
so
they blocked it off. You can't visit there anymore now. I'm upstairs. There's fence all around it.
Are you serious? Oh man. Well, good thing I went as a kid. So I like to collect anything a little bit weird in the PC as well. So OV and Sid are my two big guys. So if I see something different I don't have, I love Panini. I think they make a great product.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Yeah, I saw it, kind of stood out to me. It's not numbered. I wish it was numbered, but it's just different. So I picked that up and yeah, happy
Love
to
it.
have it in the collection.
Oh, nice, man.
Yeah, so love the All or Nothing. Would like, obviously, yeah, I don't know. Again, I haven't really dove into the hockey checklist on if there's a number variant of this, but I would love to get the number variant if there is one, and OV and maybe even McDavid. So I think it's a beautiful card. They did a good job. The trilogy is 45 out of 49. So again, just another nice little PC pickup, something affordable that I can kind of stack my Crosby collection to. So
I like the emotion that they chose in the photo.
Mhm.
Like normally it's like diarrhea face of a player, but this
Mhm.
one, like Sid's fired up. I love
I
it.
think
Oh,
he's
yeah.
making more of a farty face in trilogy.
No,
He's more
I'm
going
not
like-
saying. I'm saying like normally they pick like a diarrhea face
Yeah.
photo
Yeah.
of a player, where
Yeah.
here's like what
Normally-
real emotion.
yeah,
Normally it's a trilogy face. But yeah,
it
it's
is
a good
it
one.
is. Yeah, yeah, just did a
Alright.
great job.
Hey, Card Bro.
Oh yeah.
Yes,
This
let's
is
go.
yours, Archie, too.
It
Holy
is.
crap.
So I have this one guy that has a ton of Sid and OV cards at the card show. I picked up the Sid version of this, which was undervalued compared to this card right here. He hit me up the other day on Instagram and said, "Hey, I got some free time. Can you meet up?" I'm like, "Absolutely, let's do it." He lives down the street from me, and picked that up, and I was so happy to have that in the PC. And I missed out on a lot of their rookie years, so I don't know if you guys kind of feel the same way I do, but trying
This
to
is the
scoop up.
only one I got in the rookie year. I just picked it up like a month ago. It's just the card fits what's going on,
Yeah.
you know?
Yep.
Yes, there's
Mhm.
how many of them that say scoring kings, but come on. It's
Yeah.
OV with the chance of doing this. Woo.
I know. He asked me, he's like, "Are you keeping this?" I'm like, "Bro, this is my PC. Yeah, I'm keeping it." He's like, "Just because they're shooting up in value." I'm like, "Oh, I know they are. I know they are."
Nice.
The king of scoring. It's pretty accurate.
Yeah.
eh? Yeah.
Uh-huh.
The ultimate foreshadow.
Yeah, I know. I felt like I really should have paid the guy a little more than the $23 I paid for it, but
Holy
nice
smokes,
score,
you got a better deal than I did.
Nice.
who's up now? Bill.
I got nothing.
Nothing.
No, it's all in envelopes. Yeah.
I got two that arrived in the mail today.
Ooh, show 'em,
Damn.
show 'em.
Ooh,
Yeah. Let me just pop them out
where's my
here.
mouse here? Whoop.
While you're finding him, I got one for Phil. Just
Oh,
special
that's a
for
Yeah,
you.
that's
You're
sick,
a card
bro.
bully. That's what you are. You're a card bully.
I hate that they put this sticker on it though, but Silver Outburst. Let me,
Those are so cool.
Ooh.
Nice.
Love it.
Is that masking
go.
tape?
I don't know. He put like, you know how the breakers will put their logo stickers
Oh,
on
that's
it.
a big one, eh? Yeah.
Yeah, I tried to peel it off, and it's just going to leave residue. So I'll go into a new top loader, but just base, and then rookie class.
Yeah, boy.
Oh, nice.
I love those.
A poor man's young gun.
Yep, poor man's young gun.
Yeah.
I didn't have it, so there we go.
There you go.
I'm pumped about that.
Nice.
That's it. That's all you got.
So that's it.
Baba
Great
Louie,
card,
what do you got?
Well, mine's kind of boring compared to that. Then, jeez.
Stop.
No,
95,
you-
96 Bowman's best refractor Broder.
Bang.
Oh,
that
sick.
Did you have that ComC,
Yeah.
Louis?
No.
eBay?
The picture would be
eBay.
dull, and there would be a big ComC on it.
Is it refracting? Is it refracting? Stop it.
Phil.
I don't know. I
nice
like my
card.
refractors lately. So
Yeah, well, Bowman's best, man. Come on.
I
Was that
know.
95, 96 there?
yeah,
Yeah. It's a good year.
Okay.
Josh.
Is that it, or do you have more?
No, you're up, bro. Look
Oh.
at these sexy ComC dull.
Yeah, so I've
pictures.
been one of my 2 sets that I'm building is not the full set of 2015, 16 platinum retro rainbow golds, but the first 20 players are retired. And so I'm getting and these are 2 that I didn't have, the Marcus Naslund and Marty McSorley. So I picked them up.
Nice.
I
So
think
you
I have
get
like
all 20?
4. Did I get what?
You're going to get all 20, the first 1 to 20?
Yeah, I think I have 15 of them now.
Oh, nice. Good.
I have all the big ones. Brodeur
the
is like a
Gretz?
medium one. I have Gretzky.
Did you get Crosby?
Yeah, he's not retired though. He still plays hockey.
Oh, I apologize. Yeah, it's ridiculous. of me.
Well, I have the conundrum you do, where a couple of them, like 3 or 4 of them, are PSA 10s,
Yeah, what do you
and I want to keep the, but because I want the top loader binder, I want all 20 in there,
Yeah,
think I'm-
exactly.
and like the Gretzky's a PSA 10, and that's the big one. So
Yeah.
it's like, do I sell that or do I keep it and buy a raw copy so I can?
I'm bringing to Expo, like all I want's a raw cop. Like I have like 15 O-Pee-Chee platinum banger cards, all PSA 10s. I want them all raw. So I don't know what to do. Like I'll give you my slab if you give me $200. Like I don't want the money. I want a better trade, I don't know. We'll talk later.
Yeah. All right. We did
That's
it. Purchase.
All right.
Pickups.
You survived. Do you have fun?
Oh, I had a blast. It was awesome. I appreciate it.
Well, we appreciate you. It was good to
Yeah.
have you on board. It's always fun to mix it up a little bit. If you like the episode, please leave a rating review on Apple, Spotify, whatever podcast app you listen to us on. If you love the show, you want to support us, want to join the crew, the Hockey Card, and chat with us on the Hockey Cards Gongshow Discord server, please consider a $5 US donation a month. Join our $2.99 support level tier on Patreon. Link is in the show description on YouTube and the podcast apps, and our Instagram and TikTok profiles, on our website, hockeycardsgongshow.com, via the Become a Patron link, or on Patreon directly, patreon.com. Search for Hockey Cards Gong Show. We're a bunch of old guys on social media because we're cool. We're on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, Twitter, and YouTube. And boys, the Hockey Cards Gong Show podcast is a production of Dollar Box Ventures LLC. Louie, take us up.
We're going to climax. Bye.
Yo, it's the Gong Show, we're dropping the facts. Hockey cards on fire, no holding us back. Josh looking sharp, the face of the scene. Feeling pork chop pants, rocking it clean. Baba Louie in the booth, he's the man with the plan. The best producer in all the land. Gong Show Nation, let's hit the flow. It's the Hockey Cards Gong Show, let's go, let's go. Wanna say it on the show.